Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live for the MUFC Unfiltered podcast. And we got a lot to discuss, man. A lot to discuss. And when is it ever boring at Man United? That's one thing that's certain. It's never boring at Man United. You know the ones there, bro. Firstly, we lost over the weekend, so we're going to discuss that anyway and just kind of like talk about what would happen. But then this morning, this club decided to put out a bomber at I reckon it was about 9:15-ish in the morning. I literally was just getting ready to go out. I was going gym. I was like, yo, cool. I've got my day set. Boom, boom. Next thing you know, bang. I went to go record before I went out, man. Do you know what I mean, bro? It's crazy, man. But today, we got a man like Flawless in the building. Flawless, what are you saying, brother?
I'm blessed, man. Big up for having me as always. Much appreciated. Let me start there as always. Shouts to yourself, Saeed. Shouts to Faz as always. Big up to the entire chat. Make sure you lot run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. I know you lot are looking forward to this one, especially the rivals. So yes, make sure you hit the like button.
Newcastle fans are in our chat.
Newcastle fans, because they got you know what? They don't win nothing fairs, man. This is the closest they've been to a trophy in their lifetime. So you know what? That's fair enough for the 10 million. But you mentioned the Ashworth thing, and it's never boring out with Manchester United. On the pitch, off the pitch, there's always a story. But I'm blessed, man. I'm all good. Outside of the result yesterday, I'm good.
Come on, man. And then we got Faz in the building. Faz, you know what I mean? Yesterday was cold and wet, man. It was one of them, and then brother, it was so. You know when you know, it's that bad of a weather where you don't see anyone outside after.
Yeah, bro. Is that what it was? Everyone just.
I had a viewer flew in from Singapore yesterday, who watches our channel, mine and Saeed's channel. And he came. He actually dropped some presents for me and Saeed. I need to give some to Saeed.
Oh shit! Big up the guy. What's his name, man?
What's his name, man?
Fucking the one
Murali. There you go.
Shout out to that brother, man. Shout out to him, man.
My head gone blank. Murali,
big up to you.
Yeah, from Singapore. Yeah. So I turned around. I seen Saeed near the mega store. Yeah, doing whatever he's doing on his phone. I spoke to the guy 2 minutes. I've looked back. Saeed is gone.
Yeah,
he's evaporated.
I just seen one, bro.
Miserable weather, man. Miserable weather, miserable result. I get it.
Yeah, and you flipping out. And then I was like, right, okay. No bye, no hello. Everybody
no
just
hello. Yeah, gone, man. It's too cold to be talking about, you know what I mean? 3-2 and Onana taking a piss out of us, man. You know what I'm saying to you? But listen, we got a lot to discuss here, but there's only one place we've got to start. So please, everyone, right now, stop what you're doing and hit the like button, bottom right hand corner. It helps the channel massively. And yeah, man, big up to everyone who's watching the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Circus TV and also Planet Faz. But Flawless, man, how did you react to that news this morning? Just first of all, surface level, like before we get into the nitty gritty of was he sacked, was he this? How did you react to it, like initially when you were like, shit, he's left, like he's gone?
Yeah, it caught me more by surprise because obviously he's just got here, and it was a guy that Manchester United chased, so they had marked him and said and identified, that's the word I'm looking for. They had identified him as the target. We all know the ongoing saga in regards to getting him the gardening leave, bargaining with Newcastle over the money. So for him to leave after 5 months, it was initially surprised. I'm still kind of surprised about it now. But then obviously before we get to the nitty-gritty of it, when you hear all the information come out, there was just a breakdown in the relationship. And he seems that he was left out. But then when you hear about some of the decisions that he made, it's right you left out. You left yourself out. When you hear about some of the decisions that was made, like Amarim coming in was the final straw, for example. He was the guy that wanted to keep Ten Hag. He was the guy who gave and co-signed Bruno getting a new deal, for example. So in regards to it, shock. But of course, with Manchester United, anytime news comes out, people are going to be over the top. And I tweeted that out. I was like, I don't think it's people like, oh, it's terrible for Manchester United. Like, it didn't work out. He's been removed. I don't really think it's that big of an issue like that. More so about getting a replacement. They've acted swiftly. You can maybe talk about them getting him, like, why was this not identified earlier? But that comes to the vetting process. that comes to you gotta screen your clients. Like, were these conversations not had before you got? Surely you was talking to them beforehand. How can you be so far apart? How can you want Thomas Tuchel, Ruben Amorim, and he wants Potter or Southgate?
Yeah.
You had this conversation.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of Ten Hag. He wanted to keep Ten Hag. How are you this far apart in your thought process? Like, what? Like, that's what doesn't. And we all wanted to know who was fighting for Ten Hag whilst he was staying. And now we know he was one of them because there was pushback. We now know Ashworth was, well, according to reports, he was one of the guys who wanted to keep him and was giving pushback. But yeah, in regards to it, I just don't know how we massively got it wrong, but he's gone. We move.
You know, this argument, yeah. See, because for me, I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of who kept or wanted to keep Ten Hag, like, because he came into the role, yeah. We were all talking, remember, it was in a Mandem talk, we were talking offline, we were saying it surely can't be Omar Barad and Dan Ashworth because they've just come into the role July the 1st. So we were all saying that it can't be them. Surely. We were saying, nah, surely not. But if they were stabbing him in the back, which we were thinking as well, that they went, him and Barada were the two that will want to go and get Amorim. We were all discussing that as well. So for me, where I don't get it is that where people are saying that he wanted to keep Ten Hag. Like, because I don't know who wanted to keep Ten Hag. Show me, was it Brailsford?
According to reports, he was one of the ones who wanted to keep Ten Hag.
But which report is this? Because we have to get to the point of which report is this?
Ornstein, it was Athletic. It was Ornstein.
Oh, so Ornstein actually
it was Ornstein. It was the Athletic. That's where it stems from. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it was Ornstein and the Athletic, and then other reports came out stating that was the reason why. I believe so. The chat will let me know if I'm wrong. I'm sure the comments are flying in now. But I believe it was Ornstein who said that. So, and it makes sense because...
But Ornstein said that we were never in for Southgate, though.
Yeah, that's the thing is we was never in for him. It's like us three working at a company. It's like me, you, and Faz all work at the company. You're the owner. Faz is the co-owner. And I'm just underneath in regards to my role. I want someone as the manager of the place. You two want somebody different. That we collectively don't want that person. So collectively, Manchester United didn't want Southgate. His personal preference, it seems, was Southgate. Same way his preference was keeping Ten Hag. And his preference was to give Bruno a new deal. Now, if all those things are true, so no wonder you got sacked. You should have been sacked for suggesting Southgate. Kicked out the group chat, the whole nine.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying?
Southgate and Potter was his too, apparently. Again, this is all speculation, people. You don't know how true it is.
My thing is, listen, people can get sacked in it. I'll come to you, Faz, I'm not bothered about the sacking, because bro, we can replace him in it. I'm just like, I just want to know how we got to here. You know what I mean? Like, because that's important for fans to understand, because broski, INEOS are meant to be doing, like they got this guy 5 months ago. So, you know what I mean? Like, it must have kicked off badly in the group chat or whatever, or just in general, like when they met each other. You know what I mean? It was all rosy when Amorim was coming through the door and Ruben Amorim was speaking about the new structure. So something must have happened recently. You get me? Like, do you think the results and the way it's happened and the fact that we should have sacked him in the summer and Jim Rack is like, you know what, man? You're the one that made us be here, really. You know when someone just says, like, they start to blame you after, but then at that point there, you let it happen, but you're like, you know what, man? I should not have let you give that power, because you look at the season right now we're having. Look at the season like right now. He's seen that's happening because we kept, Mama for that long. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I can't lie. As much as people can look at it as a positive or negative, whichever, I think Jim Ratcliffe messed up a bit here. He definitely messed up.
Of course, he did.
Because all that money that's just been spent, on this guy to get him out of his previous job and now to get him out of this job, bro, that's millions and millions of pounds, bro, that could have been used in the club. Yeah. And it's just been dashed for 5 months of absolute fuck all to show for. We got nothing to show for, and that's where my bigger problem is. I have no problem. People come into the job and in a couple of months' time, things don't settle in because their way of working is a bit different and they have what you call a grace period, whatever, cool, no problem. But this should be a definite big lesson for us that, bro, nobody should be classed as competent enough for Man United. Just because you've done a good job at Brighton, at Newcastle, at wherever, at the FA, you've come into Man United with your experience, doesn't mean you are going to be able to do that job the same way. Man United is a different caliber of club. There's clearly there's been some disagreements in terms of what I've read is Ashworth didn't like the 3-4-3. He wasn't a fan of the 3-4-3.
That ain't his job, bro. Though that ain't his job, bro.
But he was, according to the Guardian, it says that Ashworth had reservations about switching to Amorim's 3-4-3 formation, and that was the source of the tension between the club and Ashworth, because he wasn't on board with this system and recruiting under this system. Either way, the fact that they have parted ways with him speaks volumes, because there's more to this than what meets the eye. Let's say, for example, you've had a disagreement between Ashworth and Wilcox, or Ashworth and Barada. Yeah. How big of a disagreement does it have to be for a club to pay out millions for you to see out? Think of what I'm saying here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It has to be colossal. It's not just that, he doesn't agree with the 3-4-3. Okay, he doesn't agree, no problem. But at the end of the day, he's here to do a job. So let's do a job here, right? I need to make sure I help my manager. Am I going to get a job bigger than Man United? Am I going to go to the Real Madrid, Barcelona's, Liverpool? No. My name is Dan Ashworth. Man United is the biggest club that I've ever worked in. Let me bite the bullet and work. There has been something involved that the public don't know about yet, that has been so big that the club have decided to pay him out. Must be something, and we will find that out, because this information will come out eventually. Because Wilcox is there, no problem. Barada is there, no problem. The head of new recruitment, what's his name, Vivel or something? He's there.
Vivel, but he's under the wing of Dan Ashworth.
You're right. So what's going to happen with him as well? He was under the wing of Ashworth, right? So why have the club decided to pay out the millions middle of the season? Maybe because they've looked at certain things like contract negotiations, parting ways with certain players, how things have been handled. It's a bit of a mess. I'm not going to lie. From a club perspective, because when I looked at the news, I was kissing my teeth and saying, bro, what are we doing here?
Real talk, bro. I can't lie. Bro? It's second-hand embarrassment. I can't lie to you.
I can't lie. Man United, as a club, the way it's being run, it's they're trying to get to grips with the club, innit? I get all that, but it's just a load of shit show. I can't lie, bro. This is a shit show. Game week, what is it? 14, 50, I don't know. Halfway through the season, you're sacking your directors, and that you've just brought in 5 months ago. For what? Not agreeing with the system, or for not? What has he done so bad that you have to part ways with him?
I think that's what it is, to add to that.
And point. now you have a hole in that position. Who's going to fill that role now? Who's going to
maybe Vivel steps in for a little bit,
right? So is he capable enough? Hopefully, he is, because if he, now that person, whoever is in that position, has to do a better job than what Ashworth did to help Amorim get the targets he needs in the right category, and also sell players in the right way for the right money. It's a big job now. Whoever comes in middle of the season.
Real talk.
Go on, add to that, because Faz's point about what's happened, because they're not all going to agree on everything. But the fact that he's disagreed on something, and either Ashworth himself or the club or both have gone, your position is untenable. So there probably is more that he's disagreed with. It probably isn't just I wanted Southgate or Potter and they went with Amorim. It's probably not just the formation. It's probably maybe those two things plus more. And that's why they have indeed parted ways. That's why I don't have no issues with them parting ways. That last comment, the last part, he said it stinks of poor planning. That I agree with. Because why are these issues arising 5 months into the role? Surely you discussed these beforehand, but you didn't. Do I think INEOS are a circus for sacking him? No. But do I think INEOS are a circus in general? Yes. This is why I've been super critical of them from the beginning. I agree.
That's why you've had that stance.
Because they've made piss poor decision after piss poor decision after piss poor decision. And we let it go because they was new. Because if the Glazers had done exactly what they had done, and I've spoken about this, even after the Forest game, even though it's not on them for the result. I'm talking about the position that Amarim's in, the squad, the way it is, the fact that he's in a tough role and you've made his job even tougher. The fact, the fact that they decided to, decided to sack Ten Hag, then had a terrible approach at going to go and get another manager. When approached Thomas Tuchel, it didn't work out. Approaching Thomas Tuchel is bad. No plan B. So then you decide to keep Ten Hag, give him more money, bring in 2 members of staff, bring him all of this structure for him to then do bad, even though even though you already know that he's not good enough. You have ample opportunities to sack him. Could have sacked him after the first international break. Could have sacked him after in the second international break.
Real talk.
Had the meeting, nothing came out of it. We then lose to West Ham. You then choose to sack him. Then we go and get Amarim. And it's like, well, Amarim was there in the sun. It's just terrible decision after. So this just adds into it. Clearly, it's just incompetence.
I mean, you know what it is, though? You can be right here in sacking someone. Like now, if they sack Dan Ashworth and they get a better appointment who does a better job, they have every right. And it's justified to sack him. But you also have to come to understanding that how have you come to that situation so quickly? If it was a year into it, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? And it's okay as well for you to say, right, I'm sacking someone early because I know I've got this wrong. But I'm just looking at the fact that I'm like, yo, like, what the heck has happened? Is it a blame game as well? Because I'll be honest with you, ain't Jim Ratcliffe part of the discussion? Like he goes on like, and this is
he's definitely a part. He's definitely a part of the discussion.
He's part of the discussion. He goes on like, well,
that he's got nothing to do with it. It's the directors.
Yeah, because he is right when he said he has hired people to do these roles. So he's not wrong when he says that. When it comes to Barada, Ashworth, Wilcox, he has hired them to perform in their roles. However, you still have input. If you're an owner of something, even if you have a regional manager, you have a territorial manager, maybe a manager by country, maybe a manager by continent, you are still going to have input. Ashworth was he not, when we played away at Villa, was he not there at Villa Park in the meeting? Was he not there in the meeting? So you are giving your input, even though you've hired people to.
But he was also there from February of last year.
Oh yeah, I know. Remember? I do remember that. So
he's been seeing the decline of the team more than the other.
You mean Barada?
No. What's it called? Ratcliffe has seen the rise of Ten Hag.
And that's where it stems from. And it's just there is no. Ashworth just shows like we didn't screen the clients properly to chase a target for that long. And then for 5 months, all right, it's a wrap, it's over. You have not done your due diligence for it to be over in such a short space of time. And it just thinks of just our lack of planning. But we've shown that with the managerial, the way we went with the managerial route tells you all you need to know. The managerial, bro. Like I said, I always go back to that in regards to everybody agreeing Ten Hag is not good enough. You then chase his replacement. You then don't really have an idea of a replacement. You have one. You interview Tuchel, it goes wrong. So then you go back to the guy you all agreed wasn't good enough. That's why you're looking for a new manager. You give him more help, and then you don't sack him. I'm just like, it just stinks. And then people will try to say, oh, maybe Amarim was the plan the whole time. That's why we made the signings. Well, you know who fits this role? The guy who just scored for Chelsea and got man of the match, I think, against Spurs. He can play in one of the tents.
By the way, he was involved in that as well, Dan Ashworth. That Sancho negotiations.
And to anyone who's like, oh, back in Sancho today. My issue isn't selling Sancho as such. My problem is we didn't get more money for him. Yeah. That should have been done early. We left ourselves in a vulnerable state where we had to decide negotiations. Even if we were going to sell him to Chelsea, even though I agree with you to an extent, don't sell him to Chelsea because you shouldn't really strengthen other teams in the league.
Rivals, man.
Get more money and get an actual fee so then we can actually go and replace.
Or replace it, yeah. But we didn't
That's what I'm thinking of. If we would, let's say we would have got 50 million from him, worst case scenario. Let's say we would have got 50 M's. You can then go and use that 50 million to put back into the team is the point I'm making. But we left ourselves to the end, last day, deadline day. The manager and the player don't get on. We know that. So any offer that comes in, we have to take. Otherwise, we have an asset that's devaluing them.
But also, I would then blame Jim Ratcliffe. Oh, well, to be fair, I don't know if it's his fault or not. But then they came in late, didn't they? You know what I mean? And when they were starting their role, Like that should have been one of the biggest priorities that Jim Ratcliffe should have sorted out and said, "Yo, get this done ASAP." All of these deadwood that are meant to be here. Because remember, we were actually for once we actually sold well in the summer. We were discussing our.
It was the most money we've ever made, in regards to sales. So I don't have no issue with that. With Sancho, like even putting him back in training, selling it, like him and Ten Hag are all good. I hear all of that. You sell him if you want to sell him. You sell him then. Sell him early. Sell him in July, because then at least you have some time to work with and go, all right, cool. We want to keep him, but we're open. We want to keep him, but we're open to offers. Do you know what that means? You know what I'm saying? But you have to. You're not gonna say, nah, we don't want him, because then it devalues him. But hey, Manchester United for you, man. I just think it's lack of planning. I think it is. I think it's poor planning, I should say. That's what I think it is. I'm
gonna get these super chats in, guys. 1.5k in the building. Hit the like button, people. We've got 390 likes at the minute. So let's get these likes up. I am INEOS Watch, 2 L's now. Poor judgment, says Amino. Josh Waring, member for 9 months. Appreciate you, my guy. Says I was shocked and I read the details and realized Omar made the right call. Go and get someone better. Bring Ralph back. That's a shout. Haroon says Dan was never experienced enough, never hired or fired a coach. Wanted Terra Haram to stay and get Southgate to replace him. Sackable offense. All decisions are in front of Barada, CEO. Next. Rah. Troy says, hi, Faz. Today, proud moment as a United fan. Everyone, including Amrin, must know the job is on the line. Players and managers. So Jim, if manager fails, sack fast. Well done. I love Amrin. Sacked by 10th of February. Club first. Yo, Troy, man. I thought you were happy, man. What's going on, Troy, man? I thought you were happy that Ten Hag's gone, man. We need to relax with all the sacking and all that, man.
Can I just say as well, by the way, I think I'm starting to understand a bit more of how Ratcliffe's telephone works. Who has access to his telephone? So it's probably Barada first, who's got the.
No, I think it's Dave Brailsford first. You know,
you reckon?
I genuinely, because they're the ones that came together at Nice.
It might be Ratcliffe, Brailsford, Barada, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah, so on and so on.
Someone has, I wouldn't like to say snaked, but someone has stirred the pot.
You reckon?
It has to be.
It has to be, bro.
In the corporate world, you know for a fact someone has been. This is not an overnight thing, by the way. This has been happening. So Ashworth made one decision. Yo, I'm not feeling this decision, G. Yeah. That's Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Call one. Ashworth made another decision. Yo, he's done it again. What's he doing? Then he's made another decision. Then he's made another decision. It's not happened overnight where they just said, yeah, we're gonna let him go. It's been loads of few decisions accumulating that, you know, Brailsford or Barada have gone to Jim and said, yo, just pay up, man. We gotta get rid of this guy, man. Look at the decisions he's making. And when we are challenging him, he's acting up, or he's not in agreement. But then on hindsight, you look at it and say, do you want a director, a board of directors who all agree with each other? Because that's a bad thing as well. You want someone who's a bit unorthodox, who's also gonna be challenging you, giving you a different perspective. So I don't know. Too many cooks spoil the broth, but also too many people.
That's what they're saying as well, you know. Do we have too many cooks in the kitchen?
I don't see the need. I actually do not see the need for Brailsford. I don't know what he has in this club.
His performance, apparently.
Nothing needed.
Performance.
Performance on the pitch. Yeah, nothing to do with him. Main people are people who can build relationships with agents.
Lauren Blanc, what's his name?
I don't understand, bro. These man sound like they sell perfume and that, bro, in Selfridges. What we doing with these guys, bro? Who are these guys? I've never heard of them in football. Sound like salesmen to me. I was very happy with Ashworth because he's a football man. Barada, football man. Get football man in the club. Why are you getting your friends and all of this involved? And they're making. I don't know, bro. I'll be honest. I don't know. But right now, it's a bit embarrassing. It looks really, really bad,
bro. Because we've gassed the structure up, man. Them like, okay, no. Let me take that one back. Flawless didn't. Yeah. My thing was, I was happy we had a football structure, and rightly so. I'm gassed,
I hear you. You're right, because we had a director of football. We actually have a director of football. We actually have a technical director. So even having people in these roles is better than having nobody in these roles.
That's how I felt.
To an extent, I hear that. Like I said, my issue lies with INEOS from the jump is them doing a deal with the Glazers. They are the ops. INEOS spoke from the very start about how far away Manchester United are from the top and competing at the highest level. You know, who's highly culpable and highly responsible for the state we are in on and off the pitch is them. And then you go and do a deal with them. I just look at you funny. But I hear what you're saying in regards to that. But to Faz's point, you don't want directors and everybody at the top to agree. But what you want is we have agreements, disagreements on whatever. But once the final decision is made, everybody's on board to make that decision work. And that's where I think the breakdown is with Ashworth. So if it's us three and 2 out of the 3 of us want one manager and the other wants somebody else, we go with the majority. That person who disagreed with that manager then has to back that manager fully. And that seems where it is with Ashworth, is there's a breakdown. And that's why I think it's multiple things for him to walk away. But yeah, I'm glad there was structure, because I think that's why we had the summer we had. That's why I actually like, in regards to transfers, I've said this. Transfer-wise, I actually like the business we've done. I actually like the business. The only question mark I have over anyone is Xerxes. I think Euro will be fine. I think Elgate's been good. I think Delit's been good. And I think Mazarari's been our best player so far this season. Or one of, if you want to say Diallo, maybe with his recent form, that's cool. And we sold well. Certain people have complained about for the longest the most money we've ever made on let's be real, on players we don't rate. Who do we really rate highly that we sold?
True.
Like that.
Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
We're missing his goals, man.
Yeah, there's you know what? There's so many conflicting reports. Yeah, shout out to Musa in the building. There's so many conflicting reports. There's this report here coming from Mike Keegan, who again is very much against INEOS. Like, I don't know if you guys know him, but he's always he's like pro Qatar, innit? And he says here, Danash claims that he had nothing to do with keeping sacking Erik ten Hag at Man United, infuriated Sir Jim Ratcliffe and played a part in his departure. Ashworth and Moma Brada told the media in September that decision was taken prior to their arrival. You know what? That's something that, guys, remember.
Hey, pull that back up. Let me reread that again. Sorry. Let me reread that. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is true, you know, when you deep it.
Let me see this.
I know we're talking about an Amandam show and everyone was saying this, yo. Look at that bond here.
Ashworth tried to separate himself from saying that Rack. Right.
Yeah,
decision was taken prior.
Remember because they did an interview. I can't remember if the interview is still around. Let me know, chat, if it's still around. But I remember us all saying that, they didn't really make a decision and they came after. We were like, you know what? Fair enough. They're not really involved in the situation. We were all saying.
So who made the decision to keep him then?
That's what I'm trying to say. But
if it wasn't Ashworth and wait, hold on.
That's what I'm trying to say, guys.
Erik ten Hag vetoed himself.
Hold on.
He vetoed himself.
Was it one of them fans where no one was around, so he just gave himself the contract?
Yeah.
No one was there to
bro.
make the decision.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So everyone's basically
you know when you send when you send a WhatsApp message to the group and everybody's seen it but nobody's replied. So Ten Hag is in the WhatsApp group chat, saying, "Yo, am I staying?" Nobody's replied. So no one's replied. Yeah, I'm staying.
I'm staying.
Erik said that these men flew out and mashed up his holiday, and now they're saying they don't know where I'm going.
That's it, man. These men tried to. You know what? That wasn't us. Yeah, I'm saying that wasn't me. So Ashworth said, "Yo, that tweet is crazy." So Ashworth has said, Sorry, that is mad.
That is mad. Listen, no way is that we're run by Jim Durant. Like Noradine says, and the cyclist. What's that cyclist he's bridging on?
Is it Brailsworth?
Yeah. What football? Yeah, Brent. What football flipping credentials does he have?
5-a-side.
Man jumped off the mountain bike and ended up in one football club in France, and now he's at Old Trafford.
Who's this? Is this Brailsford?
Brailsford. Yeah. Well, like, what credentials does he have?
Nice cyclist.
To be up in Man United. And this is why my man on TalkSport, what's his name? The old Crystal Palace man, always used to. He's one man that kind of talks a bit of sense.
Simon
Jordan. He's always said, like, what are these lots of credentials to be at England's biggest football club? Like, what is it? And he's not going to make a judgment until he sees what they're on, because they've come in there with all the talk. They only own flipping a quarter of the club. They don't even own half of it. You still got the Glazers still at the top calling the real shots. They're running around trying to get the government to flip and fund the new Old Trafford. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. He's got, sorry, Musa, this is called respectfully, it's called transferable skills.
Cycling guy. Man said the cycling guy.
Skills.
No. Real talk though, Musa. That like I said, yeah, the interview they did was before the Liverpool game, brothers, yeah. And the comments were coming out saying, "Yo, they did not. They came in too late for them to make a decision about you." Because remember, the decision happened in June, didn't it? So June. They did not give him the manager.
Is this the decision to keep him?
Keep Ten Hag was in June, yes or no?
But you know how we know that's rubbish, because you man were interviewing other managers.
No, but again, was that Jim Ratcliffe's side or was that?
They tried to separate the two into who did it. It was like, it wasn't me, it was him.
Yeah, so that's where a lot of people are saying, well, he's been sacked because he wanted to keep Ten Hag, and I'm like, bro, it isn't as easy as that, bro. Because
according to that, he's saying it's not. But I guarantee if Ten Hag was successful, they'd all be trying to claim, yeah, I wanted to keep him.
Of course. Because I'm just trying to know the time scale from when these lot officially started their role, yeah, which was start of July, you know what I mean, versus a guy who got the job in June or got the new contract, you know what I mean, in June, the 1-year extension, as we kind of say. Was that from Omar Berrada and Dan Ashworth, or was that really from Jim Ratcliffe, Mama Brailsford, and the guys over there, and maybe, I don't know, Jason Wilcox? Who knows? I don't know. So I just want to distinguish that and then go from, okay, is it recruitment or was it just backing Ten Hag?
I don't think it's any of those things, if I'm honest with you. I think he's not told the line that they wanted him to in the club. I think he's come there and he said, look, there are people in this club who are doing a job that I should be doing. What's going on here? And I think that had he wanted to just sit there and collect money and not actually work, he could have done that. But I think the fact that he wanted to make decisions and actually wanted to work, and he saw that he can't make no decisions, he's kind of just stuck it on people in there and said, what's going on here? To the point the man them say, right, you know, like, it's like when you work in say you work for someone and you're working in a store and your manager's just moving mad, got you doing work that you're not meant to be doing, or he's giving your work to someone that when you pull him up, he starts saying that you're disruptive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what I think they've done. I think Berrada, them man's just said, we can't work with this type of man because he's not fitting into what we want to do.
What we're trying to do, that I can understand. Then he doesn't align with our project. This comment here,
I think the way he comes in,
he wanted Southgate, bro. The decision's been made, so it's
not
as
fake,
if
man. I think where he says, I've got a contract, and in my contract, I'm meant to be doing A, B, and C. So how can I not be towing the line when I'm just trying to do what's in my contract? So I think that's where they've had disagreements, and he's most probably said, this is long then.
Yes. Bro, this is mad, bro.
They probably undermined his decision here and there, you know.
Hey?
They've probably undermined his decision here and there.
Yes, maybe. 100%.
That's why he's thinking, why am I here then? You know what I'm saying? He's thinking, why am I here? Why am I here if I can't make the decisions you told me to make? I've come from Newcastle. You know, I've stepped out on gardening leave and all them things that not work. I've come here, and every big decision that I'm meant to be part of, you lot have just palmed me off like, nah, next time. No, next time. Next one. You can make
next time you'll be
maybe it is, maybe it ties into that. Maybe it's like that in regards to the disagreement. They have one idea and he has another. That's why reports are coming out saying he wanted one manager, they all wanted another manager. But that's why originally I made the point of what was the conversation before he got the job. Because you man targeted this man. You identified him as the perfect guy for this role to the point it was a transfer saga. This was spoken about and more than some people are signing.
Yeah, we're beefing Newcastle fans. Look what they're hearing right now.
Yeah, you know he was tracked like this was De Jong. This was the De Jong saga all over again. The way the Ashworth thing went on, and he's going on strike, and Newcastle are not letting him into the emails and not letting him in have his laptop and be able to get to his transfer targets and all the information, etc. And then all of a sudden, it's not working. Like. The screen the client.
So this comment here, big up to Crunk King, says at the end of the day, this is all speculation. Like I said, what has Ashworth done in the game? Nothing substantial. So then, why have we hired him then if he's not done anything?
Not even why have we if we would have just hired the man and then sacked him after 5 months, that's one thing. We paid a transfer clause for this year.
Transfer clause, bro. So he must have been that good. You know what I mean?
We chased him for longer than he was in the job.
We chased him from the minute Radcliffe got came into power at United.
So that's February. March, April, May, June, July, August.
Yeah,
September,
I don't know how long he was at
October.
Newcastle. Let us know in the chat how long he was there.
November,
But he
December.
has been job hopping though. I can't lie. Like Newcastle fans and Brighton fans did warn us in terms of he does like to job hop. He isn't a loyal guy.
If we look at his body at work, and we're gonna say one of his body of work is Brighton, and in terms of the direction that they're going in, he was a part of setting that up. From the manager,
he wasn't though. That's what they're saying. The Brighton fans telling me that you know what, he wasn't actually the guy that was doing the role.
But if he wasn't, even if he wasn't detrimental for it not to happen though, because good things still happen.
Of course, yeah.
Even if he's not the man, he wasn't the man that was going against these good things
That's fair.
Yeah. So
what they're saying is that you know what, like Brighton was still recruiting well. After, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
obviously, the managers, the two managers they've got in since him have been good managers. But my argument is that they would have had those two managers had he stayed anyway, because that's the trajectory that the club was going on while he was there. So for me, I don't see him as the big problem, and I don't see Brighton ever employing someone like Gareth Southgate. I think the Southgate thing is just to scaremonger, man. Oh yeah, he's gonna get his Bridget Southgate, then everyone's flipping it. A man gets shot.
No, of course, bro. I'm not believing in Southgate because we all went past that stage of Southgate. Now let's not do this, guys. Yeah, let's not talk about Southgate and be like, oh, that's the reason why he got sacked and whatnot. Like, the club said no to Southgate. The club weren't looking at Southgate. He wasn't interested in United. Let's move on from that. Let's dead it.
If Barada and them man didn't want Ten Hag wouldn't have stayed. I don't want to hear that it's just my man alone. If them man didn't want Ten Hag.
They were looking for the right option to come in. Like they were.
Because everybody was shook to be the man, to get rid of the man who's just won 2 trophies back to back, to appoint a man who starts to shake in the league.
Yeah, they were shocked.
And if things go left, everyone's gonna be like, "Right, you man got rid of Eric though after you just won the FA Cup." Nobody wanted to be the man. Nobody wanted to throw the first bang.
That's true. I'll give you that.
But Musa, the crazy part is, even though they then decided, we will. That's why they interviewed Tuchel. And then had that piss poor approach to it. Like, all right, let's just double back and go back to him. So they actually got to the right decision.
Yeah, so that's when, when a man's pretending, when the fight's kicking off and a man's just pretending.
Hold me back.
The Tuchel thing was hold me back. He was never coming in.
You might be 2 L's so far. 2 L's for me. Yeah, giving Ten Hag a contract, or extend it 1 more year, and giving Bruno Fernandes a contract. They've had 2 L's so far, and now this ticket price is a 3rd L as well. So that's
I think you're being generous. I think they got multiple.
You know what? Someone's put it online. Like
I think they got multiple. I think they got multiple, but 3. But they're 3. There's minor L's and there's major L's. Those you just mentioned fall in the latter. All ownerships are going to make mistakes, but you have to make your mistakes minimal and make very few of them, and obviously get more things right than you get wrong. The way they've messed up time after time with major things is crazy.
MUFC is put in here, extended contract and sack him costing millions. Appoint Dan Ashworth, sack him costing millions. Unprecedented ticket price, massive redundancies. Obviously, in the worst on-field results since 1980s, 28 league games. 35 points from takeover. Boy.
Hey, but back in INEOS, man.
You know what it is, though?
Results don't like. I didn't even know some of that stuff in regards to the last one in the 1980s and that.
Can I be honest?
I didn't even know that. But
if they increase our season ticket price next summer,
I'm telling you now, them Tottenham's going to turn on them, Telling you now.
Part of me is like, look, if you want the big players, if you want a new stadium, X, Y, and Z, pay up.
Yeah, you have to.
Whether you like it or not, whether you're drunk or whatever.
Not what we got right now. Let's be honest, fans. Not when the roof's leaking and that.
Yeah, but the fans got to pay for it. That's how the business works, bro. Yeah. The consumer will always end up paying for the products and the business. It's just how nature of business is.
But the problem is, Faz, is that they're raising like 2 million from hiking these ticket prices, and then they've gone and wasted about 15-20 million on sacking my man.
Even outside of that, I thought they were billionaires and had money.
This is what I'm saying. You're playing games. Yeah, you're playing games.
But also, Faz, you know the biggest thing is,
money around,
he came in, Faz, he came with a load of bollocks here saying, yo, I'm a Manchester lad, yeah. I grew up as a working class kid.
Put the man back in Manchester, wherever that means.
Manchester. If you never saw all of that shit,
to this day, Musa, don't laugh. I still don't know what that means.
Exactly.
Still lost.
No, but real talk, no. If you didn't say all of that stuff, yeah, Faz, I would have been like, you know what? Fair enough. He hasn't proclaimed he's this and that, etc., etc. Then he's said another bad thing, which is, yo, look at Fulham's ticket prices. I said, brother, you know Fulham is a rich area, yeah. It's an affluent area. Them man have higher wages than the people working in the living area of Manchester, yeah, working class city. You can't compare Fulham to Man United. You can say, cool, why should their ticket sizes be up? But bro, you've chosen the wrong club to compare it to. Manchester and Fulham are like literally like polar opposites in terms of wealth, in terms of income. Like, bro, you don't say that. You get me? And that's where he's gonna lose the fans in it. For me,
compare it to a team up north. You can't compare it to a team.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what for me. It's what he said, though, guys. He said, "Yo, I'm a Manchester guy, etc., etc." I get it, bro. We all understand. If we want a new stadium, things are gonna have to be up. You're gonna have to raise things up. You're gonna have to do whatever you need to do. It's the nature of business, yeah. Cool, but ultimately, don't go on here like you're this professor and you're this whatever and proclaiming to be a Manchester guy and you're in the interest of the fans. And then do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
You're raising the prices of the consumer and the product's getting worse. How dare you?
But there you
know what I'm saying? I'm going to a restaurant. You've upped the prices on my meals and the food is worse.
Yeah.
Way worse. And that is liberties. You are making me pay more for a worse product.
Bro,
hold on, guys.
Because I guarantee if you was flying and doing well, there'd be some outrage about ticket prices, but not as much. But you just added insult into injury. We watching front feeds of Ganacho, Martin Hoyland, and you have the audacity to put out that holy trinity of hell and then raise ticket prices to watch it. Sorry, Faz. Go on.
No, it's okay. It's all right. So there was this guy, who remember Qatar when they were fighting with INEOS for Man United. Yeah. Who was that guy that was going around doing media stuff and holding banners up in Stratford End?
Who
was that guy, man? Someone in the comment, find that guy's name. He was Jim Ratcliffe's messenger. This is a proper House of Cards. If you've watched House of Cards, it's a big politics show, innit?
Yeah.
That guy was outside, with the top reds with the banner saying INEOS and Jim Ratcliffe, we want it British. We don't want, oil money and this, that. He was doing interviews as well. He was saying, Jim Ratcliffe helped me with the consortium. Who was that guy, man?
Which one's this one? I need to know.
The guy, and he came. It's Michael Knight.
Oh, Michael Knight. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. He did the interview.
Fraud, mate, That fucking fraud, bro. Remember now, Mandem, he was outside, He was in Stratford End taking pictures, G.
Yeah.
Taking pictures and whatnot, saying Jim Ratcliffe, Knight, and Jim Ratcliffe.
He pretended to have a consortium and whatnot. Yeah.
Keep it in the house, keep it British, keep it money, this, that. And then remember Jim Ratcliffe, randomly, he started coming to Old Trafford waving at the pictures. Remember?
Yeah.
This guy did all of this PR, got the club, hiked up the ticket prices, started flogging.
You know what it is, though?
Fans.
It's the fact that he's put 66 quid, for adults and kids as well. Like, it's mad, bro. That's why people are saying, it's taking a piss in it. It's every game now, 66 quid, basically. That's the ticket prices, in it. But let me get the super chats in. Big up to Musa. I want to see some Jim Ratcliffe more sack anymore fast. Big up Strasbourg Steve says, big up guys. I wasn't even bothered Ashworth left MUFC job. He goes from place to place. I didn't trust him. That's what I'm saying, bro. Them man didn't trust him, man. Strategic review, my ass. Big up James Harden says, INEOS need to do a complete clear out of the squad and heavily invested in the squad before building a new stadium. You know what, Like, I think Jim Ratcliffe, though, has he not said a few words about the squad about not being good enough? And
Yeah, in that interview. Yeah. He did say that.
So you know what? Yeah, if you're not doing that this summer, I'm on to him. You know, because you can't talk all this talk, yeah, and in the summer not have a clear out. I need to see big boy clear outs. I don't want to see no little Maguire here and there. I want to see them really leave. You get me? Like, I want
some shocking, like heavy hitters.
I
want the internet to go Man United star boy gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just please get rid of all the attackers. That's what he needs to do. Just get rid of all the attackers.
I doubt it.
Get rid of them all.
You know, Man United is a rear-wheel drive car, G, just slipping everywhere. We're not an all-wheel drive car. If you know about cars, we're not an all-wheel drive. Musa. We're a rear-wheel drive, G. Front wheels don't do fuck all of Man United. No alignment. There's no wheel alignment. The steering wheel, straight, you have to hold it like this. Look at Garnacho, bro. Look at Højlund. Xerxes and Højlund together on the pitch, yeah. It hurts my eyes. To get them two together, yeah, is diabolical. I'm sorry, it's diabolical. Xerxes alone, no problem. Højlund alone, no problem.
He's been exposed, man. He's been exposed to Ratcliffe, yo. I don't know if this is real comments here, but he said here, I understand that. He said, I was brought up in a council estate in Manchester. I don't want to end up in a position where the genuine local fans can't afford to come because I want to optimize. Because I do want to optimize the ticketing. We need to find a balance. You can't be popular all the time. Here we are talking about 3% of tickets. I don't think it makes sense for Manchester United ticket to cost less than the Fulham ticket. So there you go. He's been saying
Fulham are putting out a better product, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Fulham are putting out a better product. I'm currently performing better.
This is the one. This is the one I was looking for. Yeah, this is the one. I don't know why he was talking some magazine. Is it United We Stand? Oh, right. He's talking United We Stand. Say no more. He goes, Man United must have the best recruitment in the world. You can't just flick a light switch and saw our recruitment. It's all about the people, and we need to find the right ones. So is that basically saying that, he never rated my man there, Dan Ashworth?
No, the Dan Ashworth thing is fake. You say you can't pay the money that he paid for him and sack him in 5 months and say you don't rate him. He rated him.
But then why is he talking like this then?
Because if we was to go back and look at him, if we was to go back and look at Radcliffe's quotes regarding Ashworth here, we would see it was bare praise, just bare praise.
I know, that's what I don't get, Musa, though. What has happened then, innit?
No, it's a beef thing, I told you, because my man in his own right is most probably said, I'm a footballing man. I don't know about the cyclist and all these men that you've got here, but I do this thing and I'm here to do a job. I've left Newcastle. I was getting good Saudi money. Yeah. I've come here and now I'm not doing the job that I was meant to be doing. It's either I'm going to do it or I'll bounce. Because the way he's just left abruptly is not a thing where he was scared to leave. It's one of them things that where he most probably slammed the door, everything. And now they're trying to make it look like, oh yeah, United, But I think my man left. I don't think United got rid of him just like that. I think he can't do his job and he left. And I think we're going to find out more. Because right now it sounds like United Staffy.
Staffy just sent me something. Yeah, 1 second. Big up Staffy. He just sent me stuff in here. He's saying a shocking read. How can INEOS promise to hire the best in class when they didn't know the specialities of the people they hire? Serious questions have to be raised. Right, let me see this then here. It says, but there are also questions about what Ratcliffe thought he was getting in Ashworth and whether due diligence was done despite long-standing relationships. Ashworth is primarily an operation manager. According to people who have worked with him, rather than a transfer guru, he made a good impression. And then, so basically...
But what's the issues with the transfers? Everybody said we had a good window. I don't get it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But maybe what it is, Musa, is the difference in opinion. Maybe he had different targets to who they
But he's leaving them to it, though, isn't it?
So maybe he was like, I want to sign this player and that player. And they're like, nah, we want to go with these. And there was a discussion. And he was one side and then they was on the other side.
He basically said he wasn't a transfer guru, basically.
Maybe it's that. Obviously, more information will come out. But there's been a breakdown fairly sharpish in their relationship.
I get all of this side, but I'm worried about the starting 11. To be honest, man, we need to start finding out what's going on with our starting 11. I don't care about
get together.
Starting 11.
My thing is this: look, we've had enough sample size, in this system because you know what's great about what Amrin's done is that he's let everyone play. So in the last 5 games or so, because everyone's played, we've had a sample size to now to be able to sit back and say, based on everything we've seen with everyone that's played in Amrin's system, who's our best 11?
Yeah. No, Broski, I agree.
Now we need the best 11 because, like I told you, at Chelsea, not to mention Chelsea again, because they've got such a big squad, the man them that are playing during the midweek in the European games, they know they got one game a week and they're playing. The man them that play in the league know they got one game a week. Everyone's playing a game every week. But with us, we're playing games every 3 days, just like them. But it's not like one set 11.
Do you hear the side of the rotation though? I do hear.
No, I don't hear the side of the rotation.
No, I don't get it. I want rotation. I want rotation, but I want 2 11s. I don't want to mix them up.
My man don't rotate. He has favorites. This manager don't have favorites, and he's exposing the players.
But look at Chelsea. They're playing 2 11s.
I want the players exposed. I can't lie to you.
The players have been exposed.
I need more exposure, man.
How much more exposure do you need, man? You need X. It's done. We know what these players do and can't do. When it comes to this road, Garnacho started 4 out of Amarim's 5 games. It's over. Experiment done. These are people always want to turn around and say, "Oh, these are the same players who got managers sat red," which is incorrect.
Also, what's these 2 teams that you're talking about, Musa? I don't understand.
I said we don't have 2 teams. What I'm saying is this: on the basis of this, is that have your starting 11 in the Premier League, yeah, and then have those players who are not in your starting 11 start the Europa League games. You might fill them up with some of your starting 11 in the league. But make sure that every week those men, like Anthony, should be playing every Europa League game. For an example, Mason Mount should be playing every Europa League game. For an example, that like Ericsson should be playing every Europa League. That's the example.
He's not playing since Ipswich game.
Yeah?
You don't rate him, I don't think so.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Those players should be playing Amrin's system in those games there, but we should have a solid.
I don't think this squad enough is stacked enough like that. You know, I can't lie.
I get what.
How is he making 5 charges?
You're playing a 3 in the back. You're playing a 5 in the back system.
Yeah, to an extent, I get what Moose is saying. I think he should have a core because we don't have 11. That's good. He should have a core 6 or 7 players to me who play on a regular basis, like our better 6. Like for instance, Mazarari, Diallo, Agate, Delit, etc. And then you know who rotates? All the players we don't rate. That's who should be getting rotated. The likes of Garnacho. I've been tweeting it. I've been saying it all the time. Faz, I just want to say it to you here. This is the first time I've said it to you. Think you was right. 110%. I owed your apologies, and I will continue to say that. Faz was right. I've been saying it. Word to my guy Eddie, because he had it on the StreamYard name and the tag underneath. He was like, Faz is right. Like 110%. Shout Eddie every single time. You are owed apologies for that. That's who needs to be rotated. And stop playing these attackers. Because these attackers that have failed for years now. Stop playing Rashford. Stop playing Garnacho. Stop playing Mount. Stop playing Hoyland. Stop playing Anthony.
Who's playing them?
Yo, play Diallo in the 10. Try some. Play Diallo. Play Maino. Try Ericsson. Try Xerxes. Try something different.
We saw Casemiro and Ugarte.
His squad, man, it's 600 million in dross, man. That's what we found out now.
What happened to the midfield of Casemiro and Ugarte? Because under Rude, they were cooking.
Casemiro ain't played in a hot minute now. Have you noticed, man?
Yeah, what happened? Under Rude, they were cooking.
And we're struggling from set pieces. And who's very good at defending set pieces aerially. Big up to my guy Eddie every single time. Casemiro
and Ugarte are the 2 6s. How can Casemiro and Ugarte not be playing?
Yeah, that's on the man. And I rate Amarin, but that's on the manager. And with the attackers, stop playing them. Our attackers struggled for years.
Man, this system needs runners, man. It needs hard workers, man. It needs a lot of runners.
Stop crying. Stop resisting the vaccine. You had the wrong vaccine. Now you're getting the right vaccine. So stop resisting it. Let the rotation happen so you can see different combos don't work. Can't have Cas and Ugarte every week, bro. 2 times a week.
We haven't had them at all. They've done well under Rude, and we haven't seen them since. My thing is this. So, okay, tell me the 2 6s.
Look at the games we played on the Rude.
My thing is this. My thing is this.
Come now.
Let Casemiro. I don't mind if Casemiro and Ugarte get found out. But they're still our best 6s. We're going to get found out because not everyone's not like the system and the style of play that he wants us to do and the amount of running. We're going to get found out even with our best 11 guys. We're going to getting found out. But my thing is, more than not, that midfield would always be better than Bruno and flipping Mainu or Bruno and Ugarte and Bruno in the 6 is not working. Bruno in the 10 is not working.
Don't work in the 10 though as well.
So don't stop playing him. That's the whole point.
He's a captain of the football
club.
Yes,
you can. You can drop him. Stop playing him. You've played him. You've played him consistently. Bruno has shown
gonna
you,
drop him.
whether it's in the 10 or whether it's in the 8/6.
Oh, they got the same agency, bro. It's the same agency. You know that, man. Them they got the same agency now.
But you know what's going to happen, Saeed?
My thing is this: people are afraid to lose, yeah, because they're thinking if you play this guy, we're losing anyway. But did you see the last game? We're losing anyway with Bruno and the man in the middle of the park.
To that last comment, he's never going to be dropped, but he should be, is the point I'm making.
I'm telling Amrin,
go on.
I rate Amrin, but you see this league is unforgiving. You might hold a concussion that you never recover from. It's unforgiving, you know.
Yo, don't do that now, yo.
No,
don't do the white towel thing now. We don't need the white towel analogies here.
I'm not
it's too early.
Chill,
man. You're in the white towels, man.
You need to hear this. People need to hear this.
This league is unforgiving, guys.
Facts.
Yeah, it
and
is.
if you hold a concussion early on, you might never recover. You need to know what you're doing.
Don't concuss me, man. I'm staying away from the concussion.
If you hold a bang and you didn't see it coming, you might never just recover. Because Bruno is the concussion. Bruno is the bang.
I know it is.
Bruno is the bang because, bro, listen. Amrin, like, let me give an example. Arteta has done wonders for Arsenal, but they still haven't won anything. Yeah, so what I'm saying is he might get us playing a better style of football and get us to a certain level. But if he has which I think he's going to be better than what we've had in the past. But if this manager had like 2 or 3 seasons with no trophies or nothing, and we were finishing like 4th and the fan base, you know them guys, they're gonna start saying Ten Hag won trophies. We're not just trying to be a top 4, blah blah. So what I'm saying is, start as you mean to go on. Be careful.
But you got to remember though, what does he gain right now at this minute? Yeah,
go on.
Making problems for himself at this minute. He's given everyone a chance. It's 5 games in. Let me just.
The experiments. It's over, Saeed. The experiment's done. The experiment's done in regards to the experiment's done.
Yo, man, them.
It's 5 games. Oh, it's 5 games. Okay, so I ask you one simple question. Did you our front threes in the past 2 games, did you think either of those were going to work?
Which one? So the last
our front 3 against Arsenal was Hoyland,
one against Everton. I like that one.
Not Everton. The last 2 games I asked for specific. The last 2 games. Did you think any of those?
I can't lie. The last 2, not really.
You don't take you 3 games and training sessions to figure out that front 3. And I'm a fan of Amarim, but to play Mount, and Hoyland is terrible. And then you compound that by taking out Mount, putting Bruno there and starting Garnacho and Hoyland again.
Short-term results right now, though, guys.
It's not about short-term results. It's about It's about everything. That's not going to work. Short-term, medium-term, long-term, that is not the answer. All Amarim's done since he's got here is speak in depth about how poor our attack is. The point I'm making is try some different players there. We know these attackers are terrible. Play Diallo and Meno is 210.
Diallo, Meno.
We don't have any fullbacks.
Yeah, of course we do. You got Delo. You got Delo. You got Maserati.
Delo that's getting cooked right now.
The same fullbacks who played for Arsenal the first half that you were praising, play them.
You could easily play Malacio and Maserati. You could play Malacio and Maserati as wingbacks.
There's not enough players to rotate. Hence why he's giving.
I ain't saying rotate. I'm saying stop playing these attackers that have failed the entire time they've been here. Stop. Anthony's failed the entire time he's been here. Garnacho's failed the entire time he's been here. Hoyland's failed. Rashford's failed. When are you going to
you know what it is? You're speaking as a fan, though. You're speaking as a fan, yeah? You got to realize his job is to improve the squad, improve the players. And his mentality right now is not to give up like us. So let me the point. His mentality right now is to say, yo, Garnacho, what you're doing is wrong. I'm going to make sure from now to the end of the season, we work on your game. We work on what you're trying to do, the ins and outs, the nitty gritty. We're going to work on that. We as fans, obviously, we're going to say, yo, man, we know better, man. They're rubbish. That's on him. So I'm giving this for me. I think from now to the end of the season, it's almost like a trial for everyone. Everyone's on trial. There is no kind of immediate kind of, yo, this guy.
To me, you're talking about trial to me. Trial and error. Try something different is the point.
You know what we're saying?
Why are we seeing?
He's going to do. He's going to get there.
We're not because we're seeing the same attackers fail.
No.
Wait. Hold up. Garnacho started 4 out of the 5 games.
I don't understand. We switched against Everton though.
We 1 out of 5.
Yeah, but Xerxes has played those games under the
It's
manager.
not about Xerxes. It's more so the front threes that he's throwing out there. And in particular, these passes.
The problem we have with the front three.
Terrible front three, Saeed. Man went away to Arsenal and played. Man went to Arsenal and played Mount, Garnacho, and Hoyland. There's no excuse for that.
We've seen that Ahmad works better in the right wing.
And Ahmad.
We haven't seen Diallo in the 10.
Kobe and
Ahmad.
Diallo in the 10.
We haven't seen Diallo in the 10.
The problem is
tactically he's better in the 10 role.
No, listen. Kobe and Ahmad should be in the 10, yeah. And Anthony should be playing the fullback where Ahmad is.
Play Mazraoui. Mazraoui can play right wing back.
If you want that left-footed winger that's got energy, that runs up and down, and that can also defend, Anthony can do it. Guys, as much as we said he wasn't good going forward,
man, you leave it, man. Leave it. Just
play Anthony.
Allow it. Musa, that Anthony stock, he's been.
Listen,
let me invest in Dogecoin than invest in Anthony.
I would rather play Anthony. Listen, guys, let me listen to this. I would rather play Anthony as the right fullback than play Garnacho as the 10.
You know, he's had more hairstyle than a.
I would rather play Anthony. Based on his capabilities, as in the Diallo,
even away from
Garnacho in a 10.
Just play Mazraoui as the right wing back and play Diallo as the right sided 10.
Yeah, of course.
Why do we not see it?
If you really want that left-footed player, because
the manager trusts. Don't look at it in a negative way. Look at it a positive way.
Exactly.
The manager trusts Ahmad enough to play a wing back role where he's so much threatening up front.
Don't get mistaken, Faz. This is not a criticism of Diallo. Diallo has played very well in the wing-back role. That's no shot at Diallo whatsoever. If we had two capable 10s, I'd hear it. Guess what? Our 10s are rubbish. They're all rubbish.
I told you, man.
They're all dreadful. So my point I'm making is you're talking about trial. The trial is before you go, the trial is currently failing. Try something different. Try Diallo in the 10. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, don't work.
I would
play Diallo in the fullback. Remember Anthony in the fullback position.
I don't think it's failing. I don't think it's
so. Our 10s have played well, in your opinion.
No, our 10s are not playing well, but the team's doing better. The team is doing better
because of the manager.
The 10s, we might swap the 10s, that's fine. But overall, the team, the way we progress the ball further up the pitch is getting better.
No, but we will agree. Amarin is good.
The ball when he needs
listen, no one here is saying that Amarin ain't done a job. We will agree with that. No one's saying that he's done a very good job. Yes. Now we're just talking about on the basis of what we've seen and the good job that he's done. We're saying we've got to a point now where we can't see Hoyland.
5 games is too soon, man.
No,
5 games.
So you want us? So wait. So all right. So we play Victoria P and City away. You'll be happy with a combination of.
I'm not saying I'm happy, but you don't know if he's going to switch it up against Man City and Victoria P.
No, we're not saying that.
I actually think he does.
Point though. We want him to switch it up. We're just saying we've seen these man mash up other managers. We know, you know what Garnacho's about. You know what Rashford's about.
I do.
We've seen it. So what I'm saying to you, Amrin don't. So why don't you try and save Amrin his job by telling him, listen, these man.
I'm not saving the job again. This is where you started from.
No, but you're missing a point.
I'm not missing the point. You're saying saving the job. This literally now to the end of the season. You got to remember.
Is wishy-washy.
Guys. Now to the end of the season, for me, I'm sorry, but it's experiment.
He's not experimenting.
It's experiment.
He's not experimenting.
It's experiment. It's trial and error, and it's going to be until he gets.
He's not experimenting.
Right level of fitness, yeah.
Sorry, let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Then it's not going to happen.
Respectfully, Saeed, because of the time that he's come in this season, if we finish, for an example, 12th, 11th, everyone's going to knock it on the head and say. He came in late, you know, he's a new manager, whatever. I listen, I dare him start the next season with a concussion and have us in the same position. No. Now listen to this side. You know this fan base. Because you don't understand. Even though it's a minor, we finished 12th, it's not a big deal. It's the same people, if come this time next season, we're in the same position, are going to flip their head.
No.
They're going to lose their head.
That's on INEOS, isn't it? That's on INEOS.
I'm saying, we're talking about experimenting, and we've seen the same players. That's my issue. You're not experimenting.
But that also tell you that the manager's in a difficult position here.
No, it's not, because you can trial different things.
Yes,
I disagree. You can play you can try Diallo as a 10. You can try Maino as a 10. He hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, but the thing is,
why not?
You got to remember then. Yeah,
you know what it is.
As our only.
You know why I want this manager to do better? Yes, because I think if he finishes 7th, 6th, whatever, and he tries a thing, people are going to be more forgiving. If we finish 12th on this, just letting these men do their thing, the fan base are not going to be forgiving. Yeah. It hurts. We lot are here playing games. Make our manager finish 12th, and we're going to be the banter of the league. Yeah, and the fan base is going to be hurt, and they're not going to allow us to start the next season, which is enough pressure already. Because Chelsea have got some of the best young players. They're not even landed yet. They're still gift wrapped. They haven't even wrapped the presents yet. They're still in flipping Brazil and Argentina about to land. People are going to get better next season, and Amrin's going to be, and then people are going to get better next season. And we don't even know if this flipping INEOS and that are going to get Amrin the players that he needs. We don't know if we're going to have a summer of just waiting to try to get the fullbacks. We don't know how he's going to start. So the last thing he wants to do is have a bad end to this season. We don't have to win anything.
That's what I'm saying. Well, why are we thinking bad end? It could be a good end to the season. Let me just land this
point.
Not
with Ashworth and Garnacho, though. Not with
if he plays it. Not if he continues relying on these attackers.
Let's see. My thing is, we are 5 games in. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, we are 5 games in. He's coming to a tough period of the season where most of these players are not fully fit. Yes or no? Is that a key? They're conditioned badly. There is no athleticism. They have been badly coached. Yeah, he has to then now look at a new 3-4-3 system that he has to coach a lot of these players. So what he's saying is, instead of me looking at 111 that I just focus on, let me build a squad and let everyone feel comfortable in this new system. So I'm going to rotate. I am going to suffer, because if I suffer for now and later on, it cooks and it does well in the future, I then can say, you know what, we suffered first, rather than doing what they want, having a manager bounce, we then in a false start, and the next thing you know, we're back to square one.
Saeed, you're missing a point. What we're saying is this, Saeed. We're saying
success. It's about suffering first.
No, but we're saying, Saeed, suffer with the man, suffer with the team that can actually do it. Don't suffer with the men that can never do it. Garnacho and Rashford are not. You're just suffering for no reason. Suffer with listen, if I see, like, example, Diallo and Kobe in a 10 and we suffer, I get it, because with enough repetition, they will get it. But suffering with Garnacho,
5 games is enough, because he hasn't rotated it. I just checked. Garnacho and Højlund have been for
injury, guys.
Forget all that.
Has come back from big injury, right? And you lot want him to start every game.
I don't want him to start every game. No. But he could have started against Forest. He started against Forest.
And by the way, do you feel like he had a bad performance in the April?
I don't think he was bad. Do not get it misunderstood. This is no criticism of Maino. This is no criticism of Maino. This is no criticism of Diallo. This is a criticism of our 10s. We have seen Garnacho and Højlund together too often. I think they've started 4 out of the 5 games he has been here. How many more times do you need to see it before it don't work? 3 times is enough. What are we talking about here? Højlund and Garnacho is never going to work. There's no amount of coaching. There's no sensu beans. God himself can't come down and make those 2 work. Do you believe
in who do you believe in up front then? What's your plan up front?
I've said trial different things. I would run Diallo and Maino.
He's rotating.
He hasn't tried Diallo and Maino as 2 10s, which I've been talking about.
That's what I'm saying to you. You've not given enough sample size for that.
Yes, we have. Do you don't think
you don't think enough sample size for you to be like, you know what?
So how many games is enough?
I may try something.
Wait. Musa, one sec. How many games is enough?
For me, you got to remember, we're playing 3 games a week right now. So right now, it's the biggest trial we're in right now.
We've seen Garnacho and Højlund together 3 or 4 times. So how many more times do we need to sit down?
I don't know. I couldn't put a number in it.
So we're gonna go what? 6 games, 10 games.
Right now, listen to me. 5
it's never going to work.
5 games for
point
me.
is-
I
you know
think
it's
it's too early for
experiment.
you lot to be saying
you know
you should be doing
know
this right now.
Saeed.
Do I believe that Garnacho isn't good enough to start? I agree. Do I believe that Rashford is good enough to start? I agree.
So
But
what's
what
the
I'm
debate?
going to do, hold on a minute.
What's
What
the
I'm
debate?
going to do is let the manager figure it out for himself.
He's
because
taking
that's
too
where
long
I'm
to
up.
figure it out. That in there lies the problem. It's
But
not
what
going
it is,
to
I
work.
have to trust that for my manager. I have to trust that
I
for my
trust him
manager.
too,
Saeed.
but if I
So that's what
call
I'm
out,
saying.
if
So you
I
can't
see
really get a
something,
definitive answer
I
from me. You
can criticize him
see
for
when
it
it
because
happens.
I
That's all
knew
it
it
is.
wasn't going to work, and you've run it out twice in a row now. You've
Sorry?
run it out
Problem
twice
is,
in a row. You've
Saeed,
run it
the
2. You've
problem
run it
is-
3 games. Wait.
Saeed.
3 games out of the wait before you go, Musa. 3 games out of our last 4, he's played Garnacho and Højlund together. How many
Yes,
more
I
times do
agree.
you need to see it before you go, okay, this isn't working?
Let me
And
let me
you-
let me
and
come in
someone
here
just
quickly.
asks, is there a time limit to figure it out? There is, because Gary Neville and them man are already onto him. The
Oh,
English
forget
media.
them, forget them,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
No,
Forget
you
them,
say
Gary
Gary.
Neville,
forget.
man.
You lot say forget
them,
Well,
them.
Gary
man.
Neville said that 10
You
out
lot
of
say
10.
forget them.
They're
on,
dead,
man.
But
bro.
when they're
Forget them
onto
begging
you,
you,
Gary
man.
Neville.
you
Forget
lot
them.
say forget
They,
them.
I'm
But when
sorry,
they're
I'm
onto
sorry,
you, see
but
when the listen, see when
you
the
know
English
what it is,
media.
yeah. And I'm just gonna say, it, Gary, Rio, and all of them, they've probably pissed away so much of their money that they want to be YouTubers now because they see man them in the YouTube community making peas, so they want to be YouTubers now. But forget their opinions, man.
Guys, but
They're
their
just
opinions
kiss ass.
matter.
Yeah.
The
A lot of
English
them are
media.
kiss ass, yeah.
The English
A lot of them are
media.
kiss ass. I'll tell you
Listen.
this. I'll tell you this stat. Alejandro Garnacho has started 10 Premier League games this season, and we have only won once, compared to 4 wins out of 5 games, which he was benched.
So what's that tell you?
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's useless.
So this
I
is my
said we
point.
still need to figure it out.
No.
I said we still need to
Starting
figure it
him.
out. I said we need to
Manager
figure
do
it
what he's
out.
gotta do.
Starting him.
You
I
can't
don't see
demand
what that
anything
is.
at the minute
Hey,
right now.
Saeed, don't get misunderstood. Amrim's my guy.
You
That's
think I
my
want to start
gaffer.
him?
110%. No, so I don't understand the pushback in regards to
I'm not pushing anything back. I'm letting let the manager cook.
Saeed, you know what
No.
we're saying? This is what
Stop
we're
starting
saying.
Garnacho.
We're saying, Saeed.
Why am I saying that's wrong than you lot?
We're saying this is a crip neighborhood.
I
Stop
don't get
wearing.
it.
We're saying this is a crip neighborhood. Putting on Garnacho's wearing blue or red or black.
Red. It's wearing red.
No,
It's wearing
we're
red.
You
red.
can't wear
Yeah.
red. Don't
Stop.
come here in that red. Like we're saying, because we understand what's going on. The managers knew he just come to the end.
How come you don't trust the manager to figure it out though? Do you guys?
I
don't
do
trust the
trust-
manager?
By the time he figures
Go
it
on.
out, he might be in trouble.
Like he
I
won't
do-
be. He
I
won't be.
do. Here, the thing is, Saeed, I rate Amrim as a manager. I do trust him to figure it out. This is
Yeah.
why I'm being so critical of him not figuring this out. The fact he picked that front three to play away at Arsenal, we were awful in that game from a defensive standpoint. The next game, you only take out Mount.
He's building fitness from everyone.
You replaced. He said what?
He said he wants to build fitness from Amad Diallo, Maguire. There was a couple of players.
Cool.
He said, I
That's
need to
all
build
well and good.
from
There
them
was
guys.
no excuse. Credit, even though you're doing all these things, performance still matters. You still need to be held accountable for your poor performances. Before you go, Musa, the performance they put out our attacking trio against Arsenal was awful. It was woeful.
You know what?
Therefore, they should. Before you go, them three should not have started the next game. Them three should have not started the next game. They were terrible against Arsenal. That's where my issue lies. Because I want to talk rotation.
What's your team? Let's put your team.
Saeed wants Amrin to come in.
Let's put flawless team.
Onana
and go, right? What's your
Euro
team?
Delete Martinez.
Euro delete. Oh shit! 1 second. Let me put.
Yeah, you know it is.
I know this is the same team.
Guys, make sure you like the video. The 770.
Yeah, Spurs fans are begging for Eric Ten Hag to join them.
Yeah, no, can't wait. Right, who's in midfield?
Casemiro Agate.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this is my team.
Yeah, and this is not every week. You know what I'm saying, Saeed? I'm not even saying it.
This is every week you want.
Oh, this beats most teams.
I never said every week.
This is your main team, bro.
Sometimes you want this, sometimes you want that.
What I said was
no,
experimenting. I want this team out here.
We're saying that it's going to take time.
No, go on, carry on.
Okay, no, this is what I'm saying. This is your first team.
Malacia and Mazarari.
Malacia, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this team beats most teams in the league. We're not here to beat everybody. We want to beat most.
This is your first team. I don't care.
Diallo Meno.
Yeah.
Diallo, yeah.
Diallo Meno, striker. Jeez, flip a coin.
No, but you could play Bruno false nine. You could play Bruno false nine.
No Bruno, man. No Bruno. I'm sorry.
No, but this is where I could play Bruno false nine if I had to.
No Bruno.
I just don't want to play
up front.
Fuck you, man. Playing up front. You know options. Rashford, Hoyland,
I'll go
Bruno.
for Xerxes or
just go Xerxes. I'm tired of the others. Just go Xerxes.
Okay. So that's that you want Man United to be playing majority of the time. This is your first 11 on the team.
Unfortunate. Yeah. Even though I hate the striker. That's too strong a word. Dislike.
Is this your Musa?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. But why you got two Mazraouis there? You could play Delo.
Yeah.
You could play Delo or Malacia. Delo or Malacia.
Yes, that's the team we should have. Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's the team that you want the manager.
That's the team I'll go with. Yes.
Okay.
Run it.
But to be honest,
and before you go, not for one game. Give the all that like you gave Garnacho and Hoyland. Give him 4 or 5 games.
Seeing that game though, on Flawless, to be honest, because I'm not an anti-Bruno. I'll play Bruno false nine.
All right, that's the difference between me
Bruno false nine. That's what I'm saying. You want to get
No, that's Musa. I ain't with that.
Bruno scores goals. I know he scores goals. False nine.
And
when he's that high up, there ain't no Hollywood passes, my brother. Yeah, it's either you're shooting or you're putting the ball through to Maino and Diallo, who's running past.
Yeah,
that's it. So I can play Bruno in that position.
Okay.
Boy, way. That's a better team. That's a better team than what Amorim put out against Forest.
Yeah,
tell you that much. That's a better team than the team against Forest.
You don't believe that the manager can get to a level where he actually says, you know what, I've given everyone time, I've given everyone enough game time. I will then start this 11. How much do you have confidence in that the manager will pick that squad?
Not that squad, but do I expect him to drop players and things of that nature? I have extreme confidence because I've watched him drop Rashford already.
Okay.
I've watched him drop Rashford.
I just don't believe in your time frame. This is going to be any immediate future right now.
We ain't got time to waste. We ain't games are being played.
I just don't want you to be disappointed.
Saeed,
I don't want you to be disappointed and lose your head.
It's not about being disappointed or losing my head. It's just about criticizing the manager where I see fit. How much time has Enzo Maresca had at Chelsea?
To be fair, he had most of his players. He had pre-season. It's difficult to kind of judge it against a manager.
He did, but when players don't play well, are they dropped? Wait. When players are not playing well at Chelsea, does he drop them from the lineup?
To be fair, he has 2 teams.
Okay, but when players has he alternated those 2 teams? When players are not doing what he's required, has he dropped players?
Who's he really dropped? Enzo Maresca.
And we've seen him drop. And speaking of Enzo, we've seen him drop Enzo Fernandez.
We've Fernandez is one. Yeah,
we've seen him drop Madueke. We've seen Sancho don't play.
He's kept Madueke.
Madueke hasn't played the past couple of games. Madueke didn't play today.
Not played him. Southampton and this game here.
Okay, so he's dropped in the past couple of games after criticizing him, saying he needs to do more.
Yeah,
that's the point that I'm making. Neto doesn't play every game. Sancho doesn't play every game.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez, who's their record signing, hasn't played every game. Centre backs don't play every game. We've seen Gusto on the bench from time to time. The point that I'm making is, and why I'm being so critical, is hold him. And I rate him.
And what's the sample size for him and this manager here?
He did that in go check Enzo Maresca's first 5-6 games and see if there wasn't rotation.
No, but that's understanding from pre-season, understanding their games, understanding the system, what they did implemented pre-season, understanding that the first couple of games.
The point I'm making is
size than the manager. That's all it is.
I hear all of that, but the point I'm making is nobody in our attack should have kept their starting position.
It shouldn't even be a debate.
Hold up, Saeed? What did Garnacho or Hoyland do in the Arsenal game to deserve starting against Forest? What did Bruno do? And I add Bruno into that. What did any of those? Wait. What did
I don't know.
What did any of those 3 do in the Arsenal game to deserve playing in the next game?
I don't know.
They did nothing, and then they went to perform poorly against Forest. This is the point. Hold players accountable. Don't care if they're captain. Don't care the number on their shirt. He can drop anybody.
We can only criticize and say, "Yo, listen, you know what I mean? This should be happening." Yeah, but I think ultimately, we as fans need to know that we're gonna have to suffer a little bit. There's gonna be some questionable.
Yeah, we know that.
But no, I'm just saying it like it's gonna be for me like bad. Like it's gonna get worse.
Have to be suffer.
But the thing is, even with the first 11, you put that first 11 there, there'll still be obstacles.
Of course, there will be. But if we're going to suffer and lose, try different things. Garnacho has played 4 out of the 5 games. What are we talking about? He started 4 out of the 5 games. Hoyland started 3 of them with him. and Garnacho together does not work. Stop
Everyone talks about suffering until man serve you up Weetabix for dinner. Yeah, so the reality is this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Until man serve you up Weetabix for dinner. When man serve you up Weetabix for dinner, you start panicking. Man thought, rah, I thought it was going to be at least an egg sandwich. Now it's Weetabix. So what I'm saying is this: if we finish outside the top 10 this season, are you going to be comfortable and say, yeah, we had to suffer?
So you're going to be asking for money?
I don't think for me
that's
it's
what he's
like,
going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about his personal with certain players.
I mean, you know what?
Outside
Like,
the top 10, he's going to be talking about his personal.
Understand, you get me? He's got the time now to understand, implement, evaluate, look at the squad, assess it, give everyone enough necessary game time to be like, you know what? This ain't working, that ain't working. We're gonna mix it up a little bit.
And then I agree with that, Saeed.
You know what?
I have no
point now where I figured it out.
I have no issue with that. I
haven't got my best 11 yet.
I hear that. I expect Amarim to turn it around and make the changes. I have full faith. There's no issue with that. He has credit in the bank with me in regards to that.
You know the season pros. Have you written off it in the Premier League, like just in general?
No. How many points are we? How many points are we off top 6 right now?
Right now,
how many points are we off top 6?
It's Bournemouth won today as well, man. So that was a bit of a blow.
And then I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Yusuf, before you go, how many points are we off top 6?
Must be about 5 points or something like that.
We are on 19. Number 5th is Nottingham Forest. They're on 25. So yeah.
So we are 6 points off. We have been woeful this season. Horrendous. All in agreement.
Villa are 6.
Absolutely dreadful.
And they play Forest next.
And how many games has everyone played? 14?
Well, 15 apart from Liverpool.
15 games. So 15 games. So we have ample. Look how many games we.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you the fixtures though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know the fixtures. So we got Man City. Are we winning against Man City? Are we winning against Man City?
Malvin will win against City. But we can get a result.
Are we winning against Bournemouth at home?
If he plays the right team, yeah, we can beat Bournemouth.
We can get a result.
Not the Bournemouth that I'm saying.
Don't tell Rhino that. Don't tell Rhino that.
Not the Bournemouth I'm saying.
Why can't we get a result? Why can't we get a result against City? I think we can get a result.
Did you watch the show last night? Rhino said, if your man are doubting the team, don't expect them to get a result.
I don't
really like this team. I believe the manager's going to pick this player and that player. Then
I don't know. Since our last game, I don't know where our next win's coming from. I think we're the first team to have 75% possession and not win the game. I don't trust the man then. You man want to trust Garnacho and Rashford, and you want to tell me, Saeed, that the manager should be allowed to pick them again, and you want me to expect
I didn't say shouldn't be allowed to pick them again.
I don't expect them.
I didn't say that.
It's all dependent. To me, Saeed, it's all dependent on the team. Do I think we can go through these games and get results? Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you know the fixture.
It's all about team selection. Do I think Manchester United are capable of going to City and getting something? Yes. Do I think we're capable of beating Bournemouth at home? Yes. Do I think we're capable of, is it Wolves away or at home? Is it Wolves at home?
Wolves away.
I think we're capable of going to beat Wolves away. Yes. I think we're capable of beating Newcastle at home also. Yes. Are we capable? That means
United go on a 4-game unbeaten run.
We're capable of a
4-game winning streak.
We are capable.
I believe United can go on a 4-game winning run.
I think Man United will lose to City.
Win free and draw 1. Yes. Can we go on beating in 4 games? Yes.
I think we're going to lose to City.
I think you're divided up on this team.
And we can't be the team to give them the win. Nah, bro, we can't.
Where are we finishing in the league then? Where do you think we finish in the league?
I said we should aim to finish between 8th to 6th when Amarin came in. Between there, I said anywhere between 8 to 6. And my main priority wasn't to be in the top 4. I said win the Europa League. That's what I said.
I don't think we can finish top 4 either. I think that's gone. Can we finish top 6? Yes. So is this team capable of beating Wolves away and Bournemouth at home? Yes, it is. Absolutely.
But based from what I've seen and the players that he's picking, I don't think we're gonna. I don't think
you said we can get top 4. Be honest.
When
get this guy,
we can get top 4 this season, though,
you know.
This season.
Yeah, this season.
If he plays the right players, I think so.
See, I don't think top 4, but I'm not even against.
I don't think we're going to play the right players.
Top 4, man. We'll say it's not going to happen, man.
You know why I say this, side? You know why I said the other day, and I said this, Flores, is that I want us to aim for the top 4, if he plays the right plays and he gets his 11. Because if he doesn't have an 11, then he's going to have an excuse for me. That's the excuse I can only give him. He doesn't have his 11. He rotated the team. He couldn't get momentum, so we couldn't finish top 4. That's it. If he plays an 11 now and he has an identity, then he has an opportunity to actually go and try to achieve something. If he doesn't achieve top 4, then he might finish 5th or 6th. But if you think you're going to aim for 5th or 6th, you're going to end up 7th or 8th.
Yeah,
because the likelihood
you're saying the aim.
I believe that's why I said
aim for the top 4 and then fall out of it and just end up being 5th or 6th. Or
Europa League,
if the ability happens because somebody else does a madness and ends up going on a bad losing streak, you're there to pounce. Yeah, but don't just be sitting there relaxed and temp saying, "No, we don't want it."
I didn't say we didn't want it. I just think,
hey, Saeed, you don't think this team's capable of beating Bournemouth at home or Wolves away?
I can't lie to you, it's a tricky one.
Keep some rotating.
What I've seen,
no.
I think
I'm not saying Bournemouth play good football. Do you think we're capable of getting a victory?
I win against Bournemouth?
Yes.
I'm not confident, so I would say no.
Right, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
For me,
I believe Bournemouth are a better footballing team than
I believe if he rotates and continues this rotation, we lose to City, we lose to Bournemouth, we only win at Wolves.
Exactly.
We're going to lose 4 consecutive games.
We're capable, but
if he rotates, if he keeps
so
on
that's
this
the point
rotation,
I'm making. So if we're capable, then it can be done. That's
capable,
the point I'm making.
Bro, you are capable of doing something in life, yeah, but you might not do it.
I'm not capable of doing everything in life. That's incorrect.
No, there's certain skills you say to yourself, you know what?
Okay, with Manchester United, are we capable of finishing in the top 4? In my opinion, no, I don't, because we're not one of the 4 best teams in the country. Are we capable of going to win the Premier League? No, because I don't think we're good enough. So that dispels that. Are we capable to me of going on a run? You don't have to be great in this league, as the points total shows us. We have been woeful this season. We are 6 points off 5th. With 14 games gone or 15 games gone.
The thing is, though, we always say this, guys. We're 7 points off this.
Yes, it's not about us. No,
we've said this so many times this season.
Yes,
we're only 6 points behind.
Because it's nothing to you missed the. But you missed the point. It's nothing to do with us when I'm saying we are 6 points off 5th. I am talking about the rest of the league, because guess what? Outside the top, the rest of the league isn't great. That's why Villa. The rest of the league is not great in terms of quality. Where are Villa in the table?
Excellent season this season.
Where are Villa in the table?
Unbeaten at home.
Where are Villa in the table?
Villa right now, they are. I think they're 6. Yeah. No.
Okay, Villa are in 6 and they went a whole month. Okay, Villa are 6 and they went a whole month without winning a football match in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's not a great league.
Still couldn't capitalize.
Yes, because that's on us, but you're missing my point about the overall quality of the rest of the league, which you have to add in.
Good.
The rest of it's not. Good. It's not. How do you? How no other league?
Fulham. I've got one loss in the last 5. Let me land my point. Fulham. I've got one loss in the last 5.
Okay.
You're saying the league ain't good, yeah?
Fulham got one loss in the last 5. It's not.
Brentford have got one loss in the last 5. 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw.
How many points are they both ahead of us? How many points are they both ahead of terrible, woeful Manchester United?
That they can still get results and they're building.
That's not the argument I'm making. The point I'm making is you're making out the gap.
The top 4 isn't that great, and I'm saying they are.
You're making out that the gap between us is humongous. So how come the points total don't show that?
No, but I get that. But that's what I'm saying to you.
The points total don't show that. Stop over exaggerating, which we always like to do with United fans. Everybody else. That's what we're doing.
We're not taking advantage of their slip-ups.
I agree with that. That's not my argument.
Of anything right now.
That's not my
consistency.
Like, I agree with that.
Brentford are unbeaten at home. That is a huge thing for them.
But their away record's also woeful, so we're just going to overlook that.
I agree.
They won one game away from home. We have a better away record than them.
Bournemouth have got.
Okay, but we're just going to bypass that. No. We just go and bypass it. How are you a great team and you have 1 win away from home?
They're a great team. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, so that's not a good side.
Consistency.
They're not good in terms of quality. If we had 1 win away from home at the 8th of December, you would lose your mind. You would lose your. But how come it's okay for? How come you would lose your mind? Okay. Brentford, they have 1 win away from home.
Yeah. Okay.
So but the thing is, where are they in the table? Wait. Where are Brentford in the table?
Same standards as United, though.
Where are Brentford in the table? Where are Brentford in the table?
They're 9th.
Okay, and how many points are they above us?
They are 4 points above us.
Okay, so we're here saying they're a good side, and
I didn't say they're a good side though. I haven't said these guys. I'm letting you know that they're building consistency, and therefore we have to take them seriously in terms of they're building that consistency. It's not a shabby league.
They're building. There is a shabby league because they're 4 points ahead of us, and we're woeful. If you're only 4 points ahead of terrible Manchester United, you're not a good side.
My days. But
you're not a good side.
Can I just say?
But we are. And before you go fast,
we should not be in this position though.
We should be in this position.
We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be.
Quickly.
Hold on a minute. You're not actually 13th. Hold on a minute.
We shouldn't be 13th. No, we shouldn't be 13th. But you don't rate the side.
So the baseline is we shouldn't be here, and everyone else is doing better. So give them credit, and we have to be not giving credit.
It's not about giving them credit. I'm just saying the rest of the league's not good. That's the point I'm making in terms of overall quality. It's not.
It is good. It is
good. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you would be clear of Manchester United. They're not clear.
I totally disagree with that analysis there. The fact that you're looking at Man United's downfall, and then not giving them the same credit in the same sentence, I think that's a massive dishonesty.
No, I think they're I think those sides are competent, but do I think they're good sides? No. How are you not clear of woeful Manchester United? If United are that bad,
a 6-point buffer. Some teams are creating a 6-point buffer.
6 points is nothing.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah.
About?
So this weekend, for example, United play Man City. Do you think Man United are winning anything?
No, I don't think we're winning the game. No.
Okay. So now it allows them teams at the top to create a significant buffer. So if they now get
Who are they playing? That matters.
Brentford are playing Chelsea.
A Brentford beating Chelsea.
You know what? Looking at their record, they probably could.
They're not. You ain't putting no. You don't gamble. You're not putting no money. Let's stop lying, man. You're not putting money on Brentford to beat Chelsea. Cut it out, man.
Have you look at the record though? Go check their record.
They have a great record at the bridge. The point I'm making is Saeed. It's not there you go because you're not picking Brentford to beat Chelsea. What's your scoreline prediction for that game? Wait. Hold up. What's your score? No. Let's stick with Brentford and Chelsea. What's your scoreline prediction for that Brentford Chelsea game?
You know what? I'd give Brentford the win.
Now, wait, Saeed. You're trolling now. You're trolling, Saeed.
Hold on a minute. Considering if they're literally that's their ground now, I give Brentford the win.
No, but listen, we're talking about title contenders Chelsea that just came back from what?
Yeah, but Brentford also
2-0 down at Spurs.
Ran that show.
2-0 down away at Spurs. Came back today. Title winner.
The thing is, you're missing the point, guys. You're missing the point. My point is, we shouldn't discredit other teams for where they are.
Hold on, Before I let you land, it's not a discredit.
I think it is though, because you're saying the league ain't great. That's what you're doing.
Outside of the top four in terms of quality, no, I don't think the league is great.
Listen, I think I'm okay, cool.
Because this is the point I'm making: is Manchester United are woeful. We all agree with this. Manchester United are awful. That's why. How many points are Liverpool and Chelsea ahead of us? Double figures, right? 15 points, 12 points. So if you're only 4 points, 5 points, 6 points ahead of terrible, woeful Manchester United, what happened if he was average? Where would we be in the league if he was average? That's the point I'm making. I think these teams are functioning teams, like I think a Fulham, a Brighton, but do I think the overall quality of the league is great? No, you cannot. If a league is great, let me land on this. You can't go a whole month without winning a football match, win one game and remain in 6. That's exactly what Villa did. You think Villa are a good side, right?
That's mad.
You think Villa are a good side?
Villa have shown that they were good.
You think Villa? So to answer my question, before you go,
how many games were in that month? How many games were in that month?
About 4 or 5.
City lost like 4 or 5 games.
Exactly. Go check Villa's record.
Yeah,
go check my nephew who be in the chat is a Villa fan. Shout out to him and that. My young G who's he's probably in the chat now watching. He's a Villa fan.
It's down to more Man United being shit than them being good.
That's my point I'm making.
No, that's his point. So he's saying that United are shit, and they're not really that good. We're the shit.
This is the point I'm making. Is Villa went. I don't think that's how it works in football. Villa went 6. No, it's not about that's how it goes. Check Villa's record. They went 6 games.
Let me show you something. What he's trying to say is this.
Could be right though.
What he's trying to show you is this: the teams that are good, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, the fact that we haven't won for how many games? Look how far they've gone.
Yes.
They're not catchable. They showed us the levels. Yes. Everyone else who hasn't showed us levels is because it's not that good. Outside of those, everyone else is just average, and we're crap. That's why we're not catching them. Had we been average, we'll be there or thereabouts.
I think average is very,
Villa
very
literally,
hard.
I just checked it now. Villa literally went 6 games without a win.
If Man United beat Ipswich and Man United beat...
I predicted Villa to have a top of the season. I predicted that. I think
Villa are roundabouts where I thought they'd be.
If we beat Ipswich and Forest, where are we in the league now?
But did we win that game?
Because we were meant to win that league. It shows you how crap we are. Where would we be?
Let's focus on what we
know where we'd be. Ironically, you know where we'd be, Musa? We'd be 6 if we won those 2 games.
This one we
didn't though. That's the point.
But we should have, and those games are winnable matches.
Should have, would have, could have. I swear down, guys,
let's not do that, Saeed, because we can go back to some of your takes, Saeed. Let's not do that. Don't hit me with the shoulda, woulda, coulda.
No, but the reality is we haven't done that, and that's where we are.
So that's where the criticism comes from the manager and the team, because I think this team is good enough to beat Ipswich away and Nottingham Forest at home. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm going to say is, as a Man United fan, I'll never be gaslit for anyone to tell me that it's acceptable for us not to finish in a European spot. No one's ever going to tell me that. I don't care. Listen, but no one's ever going to tell me as a Man United fan that I should not put pressure on a manager to finish in a European spot. That I should just sit there and be like, yeah, it's okay for him to finish 8th or 9th.
No, but I've said folks
listen, I'm going to be clear. Amarin has to finish in a European spot. Amarin has to finish in a European spot.
Why is it has to? Why can't
let me show you something.
In the Europa League.
Same way Amarin came in and said that he expects Manchester United. Same way Amarin came in and said he expects Manchester United players.
Okay, so if you don't, then sack him, then, innit?
Yes, no, listen, Saeed. The same way he came in and said, I don't want to hear that they're too young, or they're too this, or they're too that. They're Manchester United players, and if you're at Manchester United, you should be at a certain level. That goes for you as well, manager. If you're at Manchester United and you're a manager, it should never be acceptable for you to finish outside of a European spot. Because
what if he doesn't? Because you're clearly getting to somewhere here. What if he doesn't?
And if he does, the start of next season, he's not allowed to be concussed. He's under pressure. Because any sign of weakness is going to be under pressure. Because Saeed, okay, let me tell you something. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How many games? We just got to be fair here.
Yeah.
How many games were left in the league when Amarin came in?
27.
I don't know. When did he come in, guys?
27 games. Out of how many?
27.
Out of how many? Out of 38. So he's got 27 games. Yeah, so he's got them. So he's got 3/3 of the league. That's like a quarter.
Yeah, 3/3.
He's got 3/3 of the league to do what he has to do as a Manchester United manager.
Without his squad, Barry.
Without his squad, but listen, he came in knowing who the players are.
With implement a new system.
Listen, when you come to Manchester United, Barcelona, Chelsea, whatever, don't tell us it's not your squad. It's the players that are playing for Manchester United. This is the
flipping... But you're saying you don't rate these guys though as well.
You don't rate them.
No, the thing is, you're saying that these players, right, that you believe, like I said to you, you've got the players that you've got the first 11, but you got to also realize that this is a squad game. There's going to be players injured. So when that player that's playing right now, let's say for example, Kobe Mino, is in that 10 role. Kobe Mino's had a few injuries, right? When he's not playing in that team, who then takes his position?
Saeed.
I
don't want to hear anything.
No, but the thing is, you have to, because at the end of the day,
no, I don't want to hear anything. No one's going to gaslight me to have ambitions of a Brighton or ambitions of a whatever European position. That's the bottom line. Whether you're in the conference, whether you're in Europa League, Champions League.
You're saying you're saying top 7.
Top 7. He's got to be in it. He has to be in the European spot.
Which again, top 7 is not out of the realms of possibility.
Because when I'm looking at the teams, when I'm looking at the team in 5th, 6th, and 7th, I think we should be competing with them because they're not that far away ahead of us.
No, but the thing is, guys, I'm not saying that he shouldn't finish there. Everyone wants them to finish, top 6, top 4. But I'm just dealing with the reality. I don't believe this United team can build that consistency with the squad that you're seeing now, more so from the attack. If I'm being honest with you, the front 4, I don't believe they can build a consistency. Hold on a minute. They can build that consistency, right, to finish in that top 6. That's one thing. I'd rather Manchester United focus the pathway of the Europa League to achieve the European.
I agree. Europa League should take priority, but that doesn't mean the league gets bypassed.
Forget the Europa League, and you know why I say forget the Europa League? You know why I say forget the Europa League? Because Eric Ten Hag won 2 trophies, and we said it was paving over the cracks of the league position. Forget all of these trophies. We don't need them. We need to figure out how to beat teams in this league and to be consistent. You've got 27 games to build a consistent team to take into next season. I don't want you to throw away the league. That's the most important thing to think about a trophy. Eric Ten Hag won 2 trophies, and you said that it was paving over the cracks.
Of course it was, yeah, massively.
So why do you want Amrin to pave over the cracks of the Europa League?
Context behind it, the fact that it's not his team, the fact that he's building a new system.
They're still paving over the cracks.
We're speaking as if like, yo, this is done and this is whatever. Like, there is still time for him to
get the Europa League.
Hear me out. Well, this is my own assumption. This is my own belief. I don't believe, like I said to you, we are good enough to go into that top 6. This is where the manager proves everyone wrong and says, you know what, I'm going to implement the players like Flawless, you said, and that the team that we want to see Ahmad in the 10. That's where he comes into it, and he proves us wrong. And if he does, brilliant. But what I think as a fan, and I've seen from the team and the reality from it, I don't believe this team is good enough to finish in that top. That's just my point of view.
My thing is this side. You think we have a better chance of winning the Europa League than actually competing to finish in the top 6 with 27 games to go?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing is, I think we can do both because I don't think it's that tough. You mentioned don't have to be. You know why you don't have to be supremely consistent to finish in the top 6? Because if you're being consistent in this league, you know where you are: 3rd, 2nd.
Yeah.
Teams that normally finished 6th place are not consistent. Go back. We finished 6th last season. Yeah. Chelsea, I know. No, it wasn't Chelsea. Was it
Chelsea? And they came out of nowhere. Okay. Remember they had a bad start to the season.
Wait. Were Chelsea consistent last season at all?
No, they had a bad start. They just had a good game.
It was mid-table.
Let me see what the chat's saying. Can United finish in the top 6?
That should be the aim, Saeed. You can't start.
Everyone wants aim. Aim is not the reality.
Can Man United finish? Should Man United finish in the top 6? Should we?
Bro, it's can, bro. Because at the end of the day, we it's not about should. No one's expecting United.
Everyone can. Anyone, of course we can, because the points are on the table. But should we?
But the thing is, though, is it a possibility? Like, is it feasible for this Man United?
It's a possibility, though. When you ask the question, can we? Because the points are there, it should be should.
When your point is should be, listen. There's. I think for me, there's something behind that. When you say Man United, can Man United finish in the top 6 right now to the end of the season? And listen, okay, I'll put should.
Manchester United has to and
everyone knows
finish in the top 6 without a shadow of a doubt. While Eric was in charge of this club, everybody said he doesn't have a dusty squad. He's got a competent squad. The squad is only performing to 30-40% of its potential.
We should, but we won't.
No justification. 0. And if he can't finish at that level, questions must be raised. Nobody's protected, bro, including the players and everyone. Under Eric, we said point blank period, that the squad isn't dusty. He got his players. They are competent players. They are players that can play different systems. And under Eric, we wanted to see 3 at the back. Under Eric, we wanted to see 5 at the back. So now the only thing has changed is that the manager, brother, no, who, what? No, man, I love Amorim just as much as everyone, man. But Man United have to finish in the top half of the table. And I've
half of the table, not top 6.
Yeah? He made a very good point. How can a team be so inconsistent yet still remain 6th? It tells you how wide open the whole entire league is, bro.
Of course.
We don't have to get a result. Bro, we can punch up any team because any team is punching up anyone. This season has been a bare knuckle punch up. WWE, Royal, whatever you call it, man.
Yeah,
Everybody's just punching up everyone. Royal Rumble, G. So 100%. If we cannot, Now, the reason why we can protect Amorim is because we asked for a 5 at the back, a 3 at the back under Eric. Eric is and Amorim is giving you that. So that's a tick. Tick number 1, he's giving you the system you asked for. Tick number 2, he's rotating. He doesn't have favorites. That's number 2. Tick number 3, he's a young manager that you wanted who's accomplished. That's another tick. So these are the reasons why he is protected. We can protect him, but we can't protect the players because they are not performing. So that's another conversation. But Man United as a whole should have to be coming above 7th, bro. Point blank, period. We make too much bread to become in double digits. Like the fuck?
Yeah, and that's where it lies in regards to what Faz is saying when I said the league wasn't great. As bad as we've been, we have been woeful, horrendous, awful. Saeed, you wanted to fight man in the car park. You said, come see me in the car park right now. We got that bad. So the point I'm making is we've been all these things, which I agree with you, and we are 6 points off of 6. Yeah. So imagine we were just average. Where we would be if we were just average this season, we could be 6 points better off and be in 6. And guess what? I'm going, and I believe Amorim gets there. Just because I'm being criticizing Amorim, people, I'm not Amorim out. I rate Amorim highly. I expect him to get it right. I think
come January, say come January. We're top 6.
You only need numerically,
I hope so, but I just don't believe that right now.
Let me tell you something, If you actually look at the maths, if you're into maths, you will understand what I'm saying. You need a run of 4 games, just a 4-game win streak, and you're up there straight.
You're top 6.
That's all you need, a 4-game win streak. That is all you need, a 4-game win streak.
Very, very. Don't say only though. That's a very, very.
Even 3 wins in a draw. 3 wins in a draw.
3 wins in a draw.
Win streak.
So doable. It is so doable, bro. Omari Hutchinson scored off a deflection, bro. We're not bad. We're not Kalas. Yeah. We're not. We can do it, bro. Onana he's too bottom heavy.
That's Wilson's boy, man. That's Wilson's boy.
It's small things, you know what I'm saying? We can definitely come top half of the
Onana's my guy. You man dissed him, but he obviously
he literally close to you yesterday, man. You as well, yesterday,
he had a bad game,
What is that keeper doing, bro?
Listen, even Amorim said Amorim had to point out the amount of games he saved us since he's come here. Just alone, Onana saved us in other games that we could have.
He saved nothing, Musa. He's not.
That was a big. Let me just take a break there because that was a big man. Big up Barrick says Amorim is a glorified Steve Bruce. 3 at the back in 2024.
I'm guessing Inzaghi is as well, yeah? All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sati says Ashworth wanted Southgate. That alone is sackable. Plug Scope says Omar wants to bring in a lot of play, but Ashworth wants to bring in a few at a time. Come on, let's hit the like button, subscribe, get to 1K likes to make y'all feel better. Y'all in the shit recently, but only 1 point behind Spurs. Guys, can we get the likes up? We've got nearly 2,000 people here and 949 likes. Come on, people.
Let me quote this. Sorry, you got more.
Couple more. James says, great show as always. Shout out to my Somali brother. Big up to you, James. Appreciate it. Amrin Chiku says, Amrin can't try all the combination with 5 games. Give him 10 to 15 at least. He literally said our players are too tired. He forced to bench Maz. If Amrin finishes 12th, he should be sacked. No way. FTV says, only fans are calling for Mano in the 10. Never going to happen. Kobe in the 10 in 3-4-3 looks weird. We'll see Ahmad there before Kobe, in my opinion. Casanogati.
Why does it look weird? That makes no sense. I don't get why it looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't get why it looks weird.
Doesn't Chelsea have a much bigger squad?
Actions last game was in the 10 yesterday when he was further up.
I've always said Kobe's a 10.
By the way, just quickly, the manager was having a go at Kobe yesterday a lot because he was rushing the ball. Wow. I'm gonna put it out there right now, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable to a lot of people. Kobe Mino is not starting in Manchester United week in, week out. Not yet. Amorim was going in on him, saying, calm down, you're rushing. There was one moment when Kobe switched the play, perfect pass. Amorim was not happy. It was a perfect pass. He was not happy. Calm it down, slow it down.
We want that.
In the 10, like Musa said, Kobe's dribbled past 3 players, really nice dribble. Lost the ball. in the opposition's edge of the box, Amorim's furious, absolutely furious. He wants simple football being played, calm, simple football, and that's where we're struggling. And I'm telling you, Mino is a fantastic player, but we got to manage this guy nice and easy. Can't be playing him week in, week out and running him to the ground. Cannot be doing that.
You don't have to run him into the ground, but you're like, and in regards to what the coach, someone said, "Oh, why is Mino in the 10 with?" When did that come from? And it's not about trying all the things in 4 or 5 games, trying different things. We've seen Højlund and Garnacho together 3 out of the 5. Garnacho was started 4 out of the 5. So you're not changing it at all. That's where my issue lies. Garnacho in the 10 is not going to work. Try someone else there. Worst case scenario, Mino plays there and it's just as bad. Guess what? Try Ericsson.
Mino used to be a striker.
Let's just see what. To my point is, let's just see what happens because
I'm with you. Experiment, man. I'm with you. Let's see what the manager can do. Super Archers, we need to get a grip of Amorim's press. If we can manage that, at least the goals can come from that. At least some corners and free kicks. Musa Amorim was forced to come in mid-season, and King Max says, I agree with Musa. A big club like Man United shouldn't have these excuses. They wouldn't fly Real Madrid. Standards need to be high. Well, listen, the standards are not there because we've sacked the manager 5 months in, so we'll have to see what go on with that one. But listen, overall,
I was gonna say,
yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's got. Don't forget, he's got to also deal with how the players need to be rotated in certain games because he's got to plan ahead. I'm sure in his mind he's wanting to win the Europa League. I'm sure he wants to win one trophy this season without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, so he's got to prioritize which trophy that he feels like and his coaching team feel like is attainable, so they can calm the fans and the board and everybody down and make them believe in him a little bit more. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the system is tough. It's not easy. He's demanding a lot. So I hear all that. Same things that Eric demanded him. Now, when Eric was playing Rashford, week in, week out, even after Rashford apparently had credit in the bank, people didn't like it. Week in, week out, Rashford was being played and they wanted Mr. Starboy 17. Now, Starboy 17 is playing week in, week out and benching Rashford. And now people are saying, how does he bench Rashford? Because Ruben doesn't have favorites. And he's also, don't forget, subbing the players. Ruben is doing the things you asked Eric to do, but you're unhappy about it. He subbed off Bruno Fernandes. They should give him a freaking statue, bro.
No, I give him credit for that.
Build him a fucking statue based on that alone.
I agree with that first. He's done way more good than he has done bad. I like the fact that he's bringing players off. I like the fact that he's benched Rashford. But that doesn't mean just because he's done more good than bad that he ain't going to criticize it.
For sure.
And that's where I stand. Go on.
And we need to analyze the games, man. If we see the manager pick players that we know just ain't good enough and haven't been good enough for the longest, we need to analyze that and just be honest in our opinion. And I think the Everton game and that 4-0, as much as he said it didn't get him too excited because he saw the mistakes, I think it did also give him a sense of the reality of what the Premier League is when he saw man put 4 goals away. And then the Arsenal game gave him hope because he saw a strong defensive play. But within that defensive play, it's the same thing that me and Flawless said. There was no Ahmed Diallo in that first half. And look how solid we were defensively. So we're saying if you add Ahmed now in a 10 with that same defensive structure of Mazraoui and Delo that he had, or is it Mazraoui and
Mazraoui played as a centre back? It was Malacia and Delo.
Yeah, Malacia and Delo. If you were just saying, have that same strong core and defend more, but maybe give, because what was missing in that game was a Diallo in the 10 who can keep the ball and release the pressure off Arsenal just attacking us all the time. We were missing someone who can just actually grab the ball and turn and go towards Arsenal's goal. And that's and what we're saying is add someone like Diallo in that with maybe someone like Kobe next to him who's also good at keeping the ball or shifting in small, tight spaces, because you need man to be able to shift in them tight spaces when you're further up the pitch, when you're defending like that. So we're just saying try something different, because when you get concussed, it can get peaked. Look at flipping Pep. Pep's hold a concussion, and now he's chasing man in the streets. It's all mad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pep don't even know what time it is now. He's fuming.
So can we speak on because we didn't
just don't trust the players. That's all it is.
We didn't speak on it, yeah. Bro, my man's liking tweets again.
Well, Garnacho, no. He's got to discipline him, for that, That's maybe where he gets benched from now. But again, for some reason, he'll find a way to get back in the good books. I don't know.
So let me give you a timeline to jog people's memories. Like the tweet from a certain someone that criticized Ten Hag after he was subbed against Bournemouth. And then apparently he apologized and moved on. He then liked the tweet. This is in April 2024, this year. In September this year, he liked Fabrizio's tweet of Ronaldo criticizing Ten Hag. Now he's gone and liked Lisandro Martinez's mistake tweet. This is all in this year, by the way. All this year. So what does that tell you, bro? And don't forget, was it Eric's first season or was it Eric's second season when Garnacho was sat on the side after he got subbed and he was like throwing things around?
Yeah. Facts. It's true.
Bro, it is very easy for things to get to your head at that age. Very, very easy to get to your head. At 20 years old, the amount of games you have played for Manchester United, if you don't look at the play of the games, yeah, if you just look at that stat, you think this guy's a world beater. This guy is a generational talent. 20 years old, you started your career at Man United at 18 in the first team, and you think, yo, this guy is one of the best players in the world. How can you play 100+ games for Man United by the age of 20? That's crazy. That is crazy. And this is what's happening. And I'm not gonna blame the player at all. I'm not blaming Garnacho at all. I'm blaming the fans. I am blaming the fans because the fans, we are doing this to Chido. Bro, where the hell is Dan Go? Where's Hansen? Where's Ethan Laird? Do you know what I'm saying? Where's Wheatley? Where's the guy before Wheatley? Do you know what I'm saying? Where are all of this fetish around academy players and clipping them up and putting their dusty goals? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight. Academy performances are fuck all to go off. Fuck all. Anybody will tell you, anybody who's been around football will tell you, yeah, play first team minutes. If you get first team minute data, that is what you go off. The gremlins online, yeah, clipping up academy players like crazy, saying, oh my God, Chido scored. Oh, yes. He's our next savior. He's our next savior. Where is Amas, bro? Where is Collier? Where the amounts
maybe
of
the academy's overrated.
Players,
I don't know.
Yeah,
the manager said the academy's overrated. Did you man say what he said? He basically said Man City, it's like they have so many diamonds, yeah, that they're carrying that there's diamonds that are spilling over. It's diamonds spilling over, bro, from their academy, Man City. I don't see Man City fans, yeah, clipping up like crazy and saying this guy's the next generation. Can't wait to see him. Bro, Maxi as well. Everybody's hyping up these players like crazy. Like crazy. I don't understand why. I do not get why. This thing from our class of 92 and all of this, yeah, has just like seeped into this fan base to the point, yeah, where that's what they want to see. Bro, let it go. That was then. That's what Fergie did. It was once in a lifetime thing that you saw. You're not going to see it again, bro. That amount of players that came out of that class, that generation, you're not going to see it. I just seen a clip today, yeah, of Wayne Rooney's trophy cabinet and his achievements in his life. It is a freaking museum, bro. And this is our idol. These are the guys that were our idol. Individual, team. Nani just declared that he's retiring from a footballer. Look at his achievements with Manchester United, personal, individual achievements. And we are now here, yeah, hyping up this. You had, accounts like Academy Scope and all of this here saying Faz told this guy to pass. Who is he? What da. He's the top goal scorer of the club. And this is how I know how people. It's more the United Scope one. That's the one.
And I'm gonna be deadly honest, yeah, because at some point in my life, I was just talking on camera. Then I started doing fitness training. I joined the team. I play for a team now, bro. People who just look at stats and say that, oh, the player is good, look at his stats, you are the most fickle person that can have an opinion on football. The most fickle people just talk about stats. Look at it. What is Ahmad's stats? Is Ahmad's stats, the best in the world? But I tell you, as of today, Amad Diallo is the best player in Man United.
Yeah.
But his stats ain't pulling up the trees and ain't pulling up all of the madnesses in the world. But he's the best player in the whole team. But people, you had Rio, you had all of these guys, saying Garnacho's the top scorer. How can you disrespect him? This, that, the other. This is what is wrong. A professional player like Rio said this as well, which was mad in itself. Sitting there saying he scored more goals than this guy. He's naming some of the craziest players, in Europe and saying this guy is Man United's top scorer. Why are you disrespecting him? And this.
And they need to stop this. He scored more goals than Foden because Foden's had a bad season.
If I was really, Musa, sorry. If I was really an evil person, and someone in the chat might have that in him or her or they, them, whatever, I don't have it in me. But you would go back and look at the last few games of Garnacho and look at how many times he's dribbled the ball out for a goal kick. On God, if I freaking go and clip that up, the top Reds will deport me. Dribbling for a goal kick off his shin pads. I do not understand how this guy is being hyped up like crazy. Absolute crazy, bro.
I think, like I said to you, bro, we just need to. I think the manager needs to humble him. That's where I'm with you
scored a crazy goal, bro. And look what remember Makeda, bro. He scored some crazy goal, and people saw this. I know. Goal, and now people are going crazy.
You got to remember, also the fan base as well in terms of players hyping him up and just in general, Play FC. The Play FC's killed us, man. Do you know what I mean? If Play FC wasn't around, man, maybe would have been better. But for me, the Play FC is where it's killed us, man. Them. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, it has. It definitely has. It definitely has.
Here, before we wrap up, Rennie says, you know what's mad? City have probably produced their best player in their age group for the last 6 years since Sancho and this one, Amarin fraud needed only up switch to game.
He's saying all that.
Get out of here, man. But listen, man, we got to fix up in it. Next game is I think Victoria Pilsen. Thursday, man. You know what I mean? I can't lie to you. I think the Man Them Top might kick off this week, man. I think certain people are going to be kicking off. You know what I mean? So we'll see who's going to chop today this week, man. Because everyone has their narratives in it. So we're going to find out, man. But yeah, man, they got Northern to deal with tomorrow.
You think we win on Thursday?
Why? Sorry. Why are you gunning for Dallo? Musa?
Huh?
Why are you gunning for Dallo? Can I ask?
You know why I'm gunning for Dallo? Yeah, because when we talk about replacing players, this is one of the players that no one ever talks about replacing. People go on right, that place is cemented. Yeah, we've got a serious right back. It's cemented. We don't have to look at
it. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I don't see anything that I don't know what he does that's good. He's a Scott McTominay of a right back. That's what he is. Wow, that's crazy. I think he's like a solid squad player.
Scott handled business as much as we wanted to get rid of him. He always scored goals.
He didn't score that many. He didn't score that many. But I hear your overall point is correct, Musa, in regards to Dalot is not. I wouldn't start.
You're gunning for a man, that played out of position for a whole season whilst he was having a kid.
Out of position while he was having a kid. How much does he earn a week?
And you've got players who are going clubbing. Players who are getting freaking mad allegations made against them that are disappearing. Where's your boy Anthony? Where's this Puma documentary?
Bro,
wasn't Anthony supposed to drop a Puma documentary of how he made it into football from the favela? Where is it? Where's your guys, man? What's Onana? What has Onana saved?
The low's
What's
crap,
he saved
man.
us, bro?
Let's just get it right. The low's crap.
But this is what I mean. You're gunning for the players that are playing, out of position, week in, week out. The manager come out and said, that he's not a machine.
Was he pregnant or was his missus? He was pregnant.
Wow. These things can have an effect. He's one of the most played players in Europe, bro. And now you're gunning for him. I want him to be benched. The maddest thing is, I want him to be benched.
Lowe's getting sold. He's getting sold. He's going to be a victim. Nah, he's going to be a victim.
Bro. And yesterday he did put some crosses in as well, but there was nobody in there.
He's a victim to the style of play, and he's worth too much money to United to sit on the bench for money that we need. That's what it is. I think when everyone's fit, he doesn't start. but he's also worth too much money to just be a bench player, because we can replace him for 15 million with someone like Malacia. Yeah. We don't need to have a 45 million pound player who can go.
45 M's?
No, but that's how much we could sell him for.
Oh, so you're talking about his. Oh, you're talking about his.
Yeah,
okay,
if we could sell
overall,
him for 5
exactly.
million, we can go and replace him for 15, 20 million, and we can use that money for something else. I think in a traditional back four, he's all right. If you want a defensive fullback, he's all right, but not for 45 million if somebody wants him. I think you can just go and get someone for that price and do the same job. And that's my thing. He's not someone who's that special that I'm fussed about.
No, I hear you on that. I agree with that. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. In regards to he can be.
I think he's a solid squad player. I'm very much open for Man United to make money from Dalot. Very, very much open to it, because if the money can be used to get a better player, I'm more than willing for it. No problem at all. But what I will not have is people just gunning for him when can you not make bread from selling Luke Shaw? Figure that out.
You know what it is.
Figure it out. It's not my headache. The club need to figure it out. Okay, how about then Musa? Let's say this, Saeed and the chat. How many goalkeepers are out there? Potential goalkeepers that we can go and get? Because right now it seems like Musa's doing, the brother thing, man.
So many priorities, man.
Because I don't understand. What do you see?
Andre Onana is arguably in the top 3 goalkeepers in the Prem this season.
Now do we absolutely
not? Go and get his numbers then.
Absolutely not, bro. What numbers? What was David De Gea numbers when people crucified him?
I didn't want David De Gea. I didn't want David De Gea gone. I told you I didn't want him.
Well then, bro, the man does not dive. He doesn't dive, bro.
Listen,
Andre Onana
Dalot is not better than Mason Mount. Mason Mount's Champions League winner, and we're all rinsing him. And Dalot
Onana's career. Timo Werner's a Champions League winner.
No, but Mason Mount played a pivotal role. He's not like
Timo Werner.
Andre Onana's Manchester United career
Mason Mount.
Don't forget.
Musa, do you rate Mason Mount? You rate
Andre Onana's career
started inside the Manchester United.
That's why I compared it to Dalot.
He got chipped.
The season before that.
Once.
Listen, you're concussed now. You're concussed now.
Yeah, you concussed.
You're concussed, man. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up here because the more we go on, the more we get concussed, man. And listen, it's getting late.
That's Musa. He's my guy, but
he's going about things, bro. He's
Mason Mount is crazy work.
Listen, people.
A man who's been in the Premier League 5 years and doesn't have a double play assist.
I don't rate Mount and Dalot ain't better than Mount.
I don't rate. I'm not a fan of Dalot either, but at least that Dalot has uses. But I don't know what Mount is apart from running around.
We can get money for Mount. Like I told you, send Mount to West Ham and get us Kudus.
15 million. I bet we get 15 million for him.
We can get
that's 15 million more than he's worth.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, people, we're gonna redirect to Sarcasm City TV. Musa, big up to you for joining us, bro.
Shout out to the chat. The chat's been on to me. I want to big up the chat today. Shout out to the chat, man. The chat's been on to me. I've been reading. Nothing but love for the chats, staying up and supporting. These man, they make it happen, man. They're staying up with us, putting in the work, even though we're speaking on their behalf, because for every single person in the chat, there's a Flawless in the chat, there's a Faz in the chat, there's a Saeed, and there's a me. There's different people in there that support all of our opinions and they fight our battles on our behalf. There's a couple of men that's been fighting my battles.
Your nasty work. You dropped the stinker opinions today, yeah? And you're trying to do the politician thing by bigging up the people.
Shout out to the chat.
You're giving them a bag of rice and taking away the electric.
I see the chat on the streets. The chat's in London. The chat see me in London. They see me on the streets. You know? The chat pull me up. Sometimes the chat pull me up in the streets and I think it's beef. I'm like, "Right, well, go on, what's going on?" And they're like, "No, Saeed TV."
Faz in the car, you say. Faz is in the car, warm and
yeah. Listen, the chat pull me up in the streets and say, "Well, go on for Marcel." I might have to. I say, "No, Marcel's calm. He's
calm down though. Marcel's calmed down now, man."
No, that was last year. That was last year.
I think Rhino might be the new one they have to get onto now. Rhino's moving mad now. Shout out to Rhino. But Faz, big up to you, man. Let them know what you got coming up, man.
Nah, nothing. I got. I'm gonna do a breakdown of what's happened over the last few days. I do this new series called Lessons Learned. So I'm gonna drop the video hopefully tomorrow. But yeah, that's it really. Players' entrance and whatever standard. But I'll be there with you. You know, next away game, anyways. Europa League.
Come
we'll
on,
be there.
bro,
We will be there.
Come on.
Let's see if Onana can save us, innit?
He's actually been playing well, but that mistake was bad. But he's been playing well as of late.
He ain't been doing anything crazy. He's doing his job, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Consistency. He's not been making any errors, and he's made some crucial saves in previous games. But
he's supposed to be. I thought he's supposed to be some mad ball playing keeper, bro. The other day he shanked the ball to the freaking fans. He's shanking the ball to the fans every so often. I don't understand, bro. We can never go get 5 better goalkeepers.
He's a manager, though. I mean, he's a goalkeeper that can pass in angles, But every time, like even Maguire, I just see Maguire sitting on top of him. I'm like, brother, move.
Hey, move. Yo, that is crazy. Yo. So, that is.
You man are sick. Listen, you see this pulse thing? I told the man the other day, this pulse thing, has been infiltrated by the other side. The other side have set this into our lives.
Trust me, that needs to go in 2025.
I used to live a healthy life without having to watch my words because I don't just think like that.
You know why? Because it's funny. That's what it is. It's just funny to me.
Listen, they've infiltrated us.
Coach, you need to go 2025, man.
It has to go. It has to go. They've infiltrated us.
Yeah.
They've infiltrated the system.
Big up last super chat here. Big up, man. Islam keeps my head steady when United tries to unsteady me. Yo, big up to you, man. Omar N. Bro. Keep saying people.
Now man's got me thinking raw. And now I'm starting thinking, what's going on? I shouldn't be thinking. I shouldn't.
You know what? Chibs is always saying pause.
That's why I don't say pause, because pause ain't funny. Hey, yo, I use it for comedic effect. It's hilarious. I just find it hilarious. Hey, yo. See, it just sounds funny just as a phrase.
Say no more. But Flo, let them know what you got coming up on your show. Is it the one, not the Jamaican show? It's the other one, isn't it?
No, not the Yardman show, the Q&A show. The Q&A.
But first, that's the one.
Big up for having me on the channel as always, Saeed. I appreciate you allowing me on here week in, week out. Appreciate that. Big up to Faz as always. Musa, it's been a minute since we spoke, but always good streaming with both of you lot. Bless up to the chat as well. Love to the chat. Make sure you lot run up the likes though, but big up the chat each and every time. Hit the subscribe button. Saeed mentioned it there. Coming up next, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. So we just answering sporting questions from the chat. Whoever joins, out the man name joins for anyone who watches my channel on a regular. And following that, Premier League podcast Yardman edition. If you're not seeing it, it's everything you would expect a Yardman show to be with 3 Jamaicans. So yeah, pull up to that, people. Blessings.
Come on, man. Big up to you, man, guys. So head over there. Sarcasm City TV raid, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for midday live, man. Certain man gonna get cooked on that show. So we'll be there, man, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.